Hello and welcome to English Field at Atlantic Union Bank Park, where we have ACC baseball action on this beautiful Saturday before Easter for 3304 Sports. I'm Cota McGlothlin, joined alongside my broadcast partner for the day, Jake Lyman. And Jake, yesterday seemed like Virginia Tech was dead to rights, down 5 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Haven't got anything going offensively, and then they poured on in the last 3.
Well, the Hokies seem to like playing from behind because over the last 2 days, they've fallen behind 5-0. Could not pull it out in Game 1 back on Thursday. But yesterday, 6 unanswered runs, and then Kevin Madden, a 2 RBI walk-off single to right field, was able to win the game for the Hokies, evening up this series and setting up a great rubber match here today on Saturday.
Yeah, and for Boston College, that loss yesterday moved them to, I believe, 4-10 now on the year in the ACC. They are last in the Atlantic Division. What are they going to have to do today to sort of right the ship and win an ACC series?
Well, BC, their offense has been just as good as anybody else in the ACC. We were talking about it. They're second in the conference in runs, first in the conference in hits, but the pitching has not been up to par. And yesterday it was really good. Actually, it's been really good over the first 2 games of the series from their starters. The bullpen has struggled a little bit. That's where you're going to have to look today. Even if Boston College is going to be able to get out to a lead, can that bullpen come in and close the door? And as we saw yesterday, it was not a good day for that Eagles bullpen, giving up those 6 runs and pretty much blowing what should have been an easy ACC series win, which you don't get too often.
Yeah, and, you mentioned the pitching been a little bit of a woe here of recent for the Eagles, but one part of their game that is not is that offense. You look up and down this roster for the Eagles, guys like Brian Dempsey, Sal Frelick, Luke Gold, Jack Cunningham, all with batting averages at or near 300. There isn't really a weak spot in this Boston College lineup offensively.
Well, Frelick and Gold have been the 2 best hitters on the team so far this season, but have not really come up with some big at-bats here in the first 2 games of this series. Frelick 0 for 9 in this series, hasn't gotten a hit in his last 3 games. And then you look at Luke Gold. He had a 2-run homer on Friday, but 0 for 4 yesterday. Those 2 guys in the middle of this order, they're going to be a huge part of this Eagles offense every single time they come to the plate. And if they aren't able to produce like they haven't in the last 2 games, it's going to be a tough day for the Eagles.
And, like you said, trying to get back on track offensively for some of those big names, they're going to have to do it today against a pitcher for Virginia Tech that in his last 2 starts has just been absolutely brilliant. In the Citadel transfer, Shane Connolly started the year off in the bullpen but has gotten 3 straight starts now. He has been terrific so far.
Yeah, Connolly was probably the best pitcher out of the bullpen for the Hokies, taking over that closer role with 5 saves on the season. But with Chris Gerard getting hurt in his last start against Clemson, he's had to fill in as the starting pitcher, and he's done a great job. In 2 starts, 11 innings pitched, just 2 earned runs, 17 strikeouts. So Connolly has stepped into a new role for him with the Hokies and has flourished. Hokies are looking for a similar performance today.
And you look up and down this Virginia Tech roster offensively, Schobel's been great as a freshman, still leads the team in RBIs. Guys like Jack Hurley, another freshman, has been just absolutely solid this year, transferred TJ Rumfield. But one guy that's really come on strong as of late for Virginia Tech, especially last weekend against Pittsburgh, is Gavin Cross.
Gavin Cross leads the team in home runs and batting average, hitting .372 on the season. And you were talking about it, a lot of freshmen who make an impact for the Hokies. Top 4 hitters in this lineup, technically freshmen. I mean, you look at TJ Rumfield, it says freshman. He's been out of high school for 3 years, but Hurley, a true freshman. Schobel, a true freshman. Gavin Cross, a true freshman with the COVID year from last year. So they're relying on these young guys, and so far they're coming through, and Cross has really led the way.
All right, let's get you going here on the starting lineups for the Eagles and the Hokies. We'll start off with your visiting team, Boston College. It'll be shortstop Brian Dempsey leading off for the Eagles. He comes in with a .284 batting average on the year. Batting second is the terrific center fielder Sal Frelick. Comes in with a .361 average on the year. It'll be Cody Morissette at second base, batting third for the Eagles. Luke Gold will be batting in that cleanup spot. He comes in playing third base with a .324 average. It'll be Jack Cunningham at first base, a .304 average at the start of this one. Vince Cimini at DH, .340 average. Cameron Leary gets the start out in left field with a .231 average. Peter Burns, who had a big day yesterday, came through with a couple of big hits for Boston College, will get that start behind the plate at catcher, batting 8th. And Dante Baldelli gets the start in right field, comes in with a .316 batting average on the year. As for the home team, Virginia Tech, it'll be Jack Hurley anchoring that team in that leadoff position like he has done for a large portion of the season. Comes in with a .295 batting average. It'll be fantastic freshman Tanner Schobel. Got the move over from second base to shortstop today as Fritz Ginther gets the day off. He'll be batting second. Comes in with a .283 average on the year. And the aforementioned Gavin Cross gets the start in right field with a .372 average. It's transfer TJ Rumfield. Comes in batting .358 on the day. He'll be in the cleanup spot today at first base. Kevin Madden, yesterday's hero, will get the start in the 5 spot for Virginia Tech at third base with a .299 average. It'll be Cade Swisher playing the DH for Virginia Tech. Comes in with a .234 average. Tanner Thomas bats .244, playing in left field. And catcher Dane Leonard, who has come on really as the Hokies catcher just in the past couple weekends, as Cade Hunter's had some troubles behind the plate and at the plate. He'll be batting in the 8th spot, comes in with a .188 average. And rounding off this Virginia Tech lineup is freshman Lucas Donlin. He comes in with a .312 average, playing second base, batting 9th. A guy that hasn't gotten a whole lot of opportunities, but when he has made the most of them. And so that is going to round up your lineups for both of these squads. Your umpires today will be Ryan Clark behind the plate. First base will be Ken Fitz. Second base, Linus Baker. And in the hot corner, Jamie Roebuck. We'll have first pitch after we break for the national anthem. This has been 3304 Sports pregame coverage of Virginia Tech versus Boston College. Hello and welcome back to English Field here in beautiful Blacksburg, Virginia in early spring here after a cold snap to start the first couple days in April. We are in the 50s here in Blacksburg for 3304 Sports. Cota McGlothlin joined alongside Jake Lyman as Shane Connolly takes the mound to warm up. As Inner Sandman blasts in the background as he warms up. Transfer from the Citadel. It will be Virginia Tech in their maroon tops, white bottoms, orange lettering, maroon and orange hats. Boston College will wear all gray with maroon gold outlined lettering. And we are just minutes away here from first pitch in Blacksburg.
Got a good crowd here today. After the last 2 days, maybe wasn't expecting to see Atlantic Union Bank Park this filled. You mentioned cold snap to start the weekend. It was a little bit chilly here in Blacksburg, but it seems like it's a nice, about a 50-degree day here in Southwest Virginia, and the fans have come out to support the Hokies here in the final game of this 3-game set.
It will be Madden in the hot corner for Virginia Tech. It'll be Schobel making that move from second base to shortstop. It'll be Lucas Donlin getting the start at second, and it will be Rumfield on first, Cross in right, Hurley in center, and Tanner Thomas in left field. That's the defense Connolly's going to have behind him as he takes the mound for his 3rd start of the season. A little bit of numbers on Connolly. He's pitched 24 2/3 innings, given up 20 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, and 5 walks, but 38 strikeouts. That's the shocking thing about Connolly.
Yeah, and he's put up a lot of those numbers in these starts. 17 of those strikeouts coming in his last 2 outings. He's been that Sunday starter, obviously getting the start here on a Saturday as this series has been moved up for Easter tomorrow. But Connolly definitely has stepped in, been one of those pleasant surprises for John Sheff's team, and they're hoping he continues to stay hot against this dangerous Boston College Eagles lineup.
And it looks like we have a throw down from catcher Dane Leonard. Home plate umpire Ryan Clark is awaiting the call from the TV crew to get us underway here in Blacksburg. Brian Dempsey comes into today's contest with a .284 average. 1 home run, 16 RBIs, and 10 walks on the year. In many ways, a very stereotypical high average. Not a lot of power, not a lot of RBIs, but somebody that can get on base to lead off for these Eagles. Yeah,
Dempsey, a really good leadoff hitter for this BC team, the graduate from Maryland. Brother played at Wofford as well. Father played basketball at Mount St. Mary's, athletic family, and he's been really good as a leadoff guy, batting .410 in that first spot on the year.
And Conley is going to send us underway here in Blacksburg. The first pitch is low and outside, ball 1. Looks like Dempsey might have squared the bunt there, but pulled back on the 80-mile-per-hour offering from Connolly. It'll be the 1-0 to Dempsey. Connolly winds up. Swung on and missed. 1-1.
Connolly pumps 91 right past Dempsey there. As a lefty, that's a really good spot to get to.
The 1-1. Just low and outside, ball 2. Looks like he's trying to work that outer half.
Yeah, it looks like Connolly trying to just bite at that corner, see if he can get Dempsey to chase or just catch the black.
The 2-1 to Dempsey, swung on and missed, 2-2. Brian Dempsey has started every single game the past 3 seasons for Boston College, so he is definitely an experienced player up in the top of that lineup. It'll be the 2-2 to Dempsey. The delivery from Conley, just low and outside for full count. Conley got up to 92 on that pitch. Rearing back early here. Big pitch here early in the game. The 3-2 from Connolly. Swung on and lined up the middle. Donlin on the chase, not able to get there. It's going to be a leadoff single for Brian Dempsey.
Yeah, and that's been the issue for the Hokies. They've just struggled early in these games. First time through the order, Boston College has come out prepared, and they've been able to put some runs on the board. Connolly already going to have to work from the stretch.
And that will send up center fielder Sal Freelick for the Eagles. Freelick comes in with a .361 average, 19 RBIs, and 5 home runs out of that 2 spot. So a lot of power from Freelick.
Yeah, but 0 for his last 12, dating back to earlier this week against UConn. So we'll see if he can snap out of it here.
The 0 is driven past the diving Tanner Schobel into left field for another single here for Boston College.
So there you go. Freilick snaps out of his little cold streak and takes a first pitch the other way. So Boston College already with 2 on and nobody out. Not a good start here for the Hokies. Maybe thought there was going to be a little bit of more momentum carried over from yesterday's big win, but BC coming out swinging early.
Sort of the opposite of the announcer jinx there on that one for Freelick. That'll send up second baseman Cody Morissette to the plate for the Eagles with men on first and second. Nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Shane Connolly having to labor already here in this one for Virginia Tech. The 0-0 is taken right down the middle for strike 1, 0-1. Connolly finds himself in a jam already here in the top of the first after Brian Dempsey and Sal Freelick. 2 singles in a row to start the game here for Boston College. Will be Connolly trying to work out of it here as Cody Morissette is at the plate with an 0-1 count. The delivery from Connolly, swung on and missed, 0-2.
Yeah, there's the off-speed stuff. Dropped it back to 80 with the changeup. Morissette caught guessing the fastball way out in front of it. And Connolly, one pitch away here from a really huge strikeout.
Will be the 0-2 to Morissette. Dempsey on second. Freelick on first after 2 singles. The offering from Connolly, just outside. Looked like Morissette wanted to chase, but didn't. It'll be 1-2.
Yeah, and that's a good 0-2 pitch. Just get something moving away from Morissette. Maybe see if he offers. Good job by Morissette to hold up, but maybe sets up something inside here trying to get Morissette out.
It'll be the 1-2 to Morissette. Conley gets the call, winds up. And he is not going to get the, yes, he is going to get the strike call. A big strike out there from Connolly as Cody Morissette heads back to the dugout.
Yeah, and it looked like Morissette may have been thinking something breaking there. Looked like Connolly just pumped the fastball onto that outer third, and Morissette was left with nothing to do but just watch that one go by.
And now, that's a big out for Connolly as you send one of the most dangerous hitters in the entire ACC, Luke Gold, up to the plate. He's got 8 home runs on the year so far. So he does have a lot of power, 29 RBIs, batting .324 in the hot corner for Boston College. With one out here in the top of the first, it'll be Conley with the delivery, and it's swung on and driven to left field on the chase is Thomas. He's not going to get there. It's going to bounce off the wall in left field. It's going to be Dempsey coming across to score. Freelick going to third, and a RBI double here for Luke Gold to start us off in the top of the first.
Yeah, and I get Connolly maybe seems to think that these BC hitters aren't going to be as aggressive as they have been so far. We saw Freilick and Gold both swinging at that first pitch, getting themselves singles to left field. So I think Connolly maybe needs to be a little bit more careful where he's putting those first pitches. Caught a little bit too much of the plate right there.
Connolly finds himself still in a jam here on the top of the first inning. It is a 1-0 Boston College lead after 2 leadoff singles and an RBI double by Luke Gold. It'll be Jack Cunningham up to the plate for the Eagles. He fouls one off back. It'll be 0-1.
And we talked about it during the pregame. The Eagles have done this in both of the first 2 games of the series, gotten out to the early lead. It's going to be up to the pitching staff to hold on to it. Hokies have the lineup that can be dangerous at times, but has been a little bit streaky.
Jack Cunningham, the second of 2 or 3 batters that the Hokies face here in the middle of the lineup with over 300 batting average, so no easy task at all. But the 0-1 is fired in there for a strike. It'll be an 0-2 count to Jack Cunningham. Connolly trying to work himself out of a jam here as he's got runners in scoring position. It's Freelick on third. Gold on second after the RBI double, but he does have an 0-2 count here to 5-hole hitter, Jack Cunningham. The 0-2 from Connolly. Taken low, ball 1.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the same pitch we saw him give to Morissette on the 0-2. Just try and get him to swing at something down and away. At the very least, you're probably going to induce some weak contact here. We'll see if he comes back with the fastball like he did against the Eagles 3-hitter.
It'll be the 1-2 here from Cunningham. And he's going to swing and miss. A big strikeout there for Shane Connolly as there's now 2 gone in the top of the first. Big strikeout there for Shane Connolly.
Huge. With runners on second and third, getting that out without allowing him to hit it in play. All you need there to drive in the run is just a little bit of a dribbler to the right side or anything to the outfield. So great job by Connolly to induce a swing and a miss, and now just 1 out away from getting out of here relatively unscathed.
It'll be designated hitter Vince Cimini at the plate for Boston College with 2 outs and 2 on. Here in the top of the first inning, the 0-0 is bounced in there for ball 1.
Great job by Dane Leonard to keep that in front. Runner on third base just does a good job squaring up, lets it hit off his pad, and able to hold the runner over there at third.
It'll be the 1-0 here to Vince Cimini after Connolly's got himself in a little bit of a jam here in the top of the first, but trying to work out of it. It's 1-0 Eagles. The ball is driven to Kevin Madden, who's going to make a diving stop at third base. Fire over to Rumfield for the 3rd out of the inning. A nice diving stop there by Kevin Madden to get Shane Connolly out of the inning with only 1 run given up. It will be the Hokies batting next here on 3304 Sports in the bottom of the first. Hello and welcome back to Blacksburg at English Field. 3304 Sports. I'm Cota McGlothlin, joined alongside Jake Lyman. Shane Connolly got himself into a little bit of a jam there with runners on second and third, 1 out. Only gave up the 1 run. It was an RBI double by Luke Gold, but you got to think it's a win for Virginia Tech to get out of that, only giving up 1 run.
Yeah, and it's always tough maneuvering through the top of this Boston College order. We mentioned it in pregame. Freilick and Gold had struggled in these first 2 games, just 1 hit between the 2 of them. They both get hits in the first inning, and Gold obviously coming up huge with that RBI double. Puts Boston College ahead for the 3rd time in this 3-game series. Hokies offense would like to start a little bit sooner than they did yesterday.
Yeah, but as we've mentioned throughout it's been a theme for these Virginia Tech team all year that they like playing from behind, so maybe they're right where they want to be right now. I don't know. You'd think they'd like to be ahead, but nonetheless, that'll send center fielder Jack Hurley up for Virginia Tech. The 0-0 is driven high and deep to center field. On the chase is Freelick, and he is going to stop at the warning track and make the catch after an exciting out there from Jack Hurley.
Yeah, we saw Boston College swinging on the first pitch in the top of the inning. Hurley, the first pitch he sees from Stiegler, wind's blowing out to center field. You can see the flags out on top of that batter's eye. They're pretty much strung out straight to center. Freilick does a good job getting on his horse and able to catch that one over the shoulder.
A loud out there for Jack Hurley to lead off for the Hokies. It'll send shortstop Tanner Schobel up to the plate. He takes the 0-0 delivery for a ball, 1-0.
Stiegler pitching backwards here to start with Schobel, starting with the breaking ball.
The 1-0 is fouled off back towards first base. Looks like Cunningham's going to have a play at it, and he's going to make the play down the foul line for the 2nd out of the inning.
Not a great start for these Hokies here. Stiegler able to get some low-stress outs to start the game, maybe get himself into a rhythm. If you can get 2 outs in 3 pitches, I think you'll take that all day long if you're the Eagles.
Yeah, very quick 2 outs here to start for Boston College with Gavin Cross coming to the plate. One of the hottest Hokie hitters for sure. Comes into today batting .372, 5 home runs and 17 RBIs. He'll take the 0-0 from Stiegler. Low ball 1. Loud out by Jack Hurley and a foul out by Tanner Schobel. The Hokies have 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. 1-0 is fouled back, 1-1.
Cross has really been one of the catalysts of the improvement of this Virginia Tech baseball program. Coming in last year was huge for Tech in that shortened season, been even better this year.
1-1 from Stiegler, swung on and missed, 1-2. Last pitch coming across at 88 miles per hour for Stiegler. Not overpowering stuff, but certainly a solid pitcher. The 1-2 is taken for strike 3 right down the middle, and that is going to end the very quick bottom of the first inning for Virginia Tech. They go down quietly 1-2-3. We'll have the top of the second here on 3304 Sports next. Welcome back here to English Field for ACC baseball, Boston College versus Virginia Tech on 3304 Sports. Cota McGlothlin and Jake Lyman with you today after a very quick bottom of the first inning for Virginia Tech. Boston College will step back into the plate. It's Cameron Leary, left fielder for the Eagles, who will take on Shane Connolly. 0-0, taken strike 1.
Yeah, and you mentioned very quick bottom of the first. Just 7 pitches, all Stiegler needed to send the Hokies down in order. Not a good start for the Hokies offense.
The 0-1 swung on and missed. 0-2.
And yesterday, Hokies couldn't get anything going against the starting pitcher. Had to wait until the bullpen came in. You got to get that pitch count up on Stiegler if you want to see some of those other arms later in the game.
It'll be an 0-2 here to Cameron Leary. Fouled off, staying alive, 0-2. Plane flying over English Field here, making a little bit of noise for these Virginia Tech faithful. Looks like the dugout degenerates have arrived, but a little bit later. Don't even want to ask why they were late, but the 0-2, low and away, ball 1.
That's one of my favorite things they do is the Virginia Tech airport just over the right center field fence just a couple miles back there. So every time a plane takes off, the dugout degenerates like to make it clear that a plane is flying over the field.
The 1-1 to Leary, 1-2, taken outside, 2-2. Connolly got up to 93 on that pitch.
And it's interesting. You see the lefty for the Hokies touching 93, but Stiegler on the other side, a much more modest right-handed pitcher.
The 2-2 to Leary, swung on and missed. Strikeout Shane Connolly gets his 3rd of the day.
Connolly's had the swing and miss stuff going early. Key is if he's going to miss, he's got to miss more out of the strike zone than he did in the strike zone in the first. Freilich and Gold were able to take some pretty easy cuts and get some big hits back in the first.
That'll bring catcher Peter Burns up for the Eagles. Takes strike 1. Peter Burns, sort of the stereotypical not known for your offense catcher, but he did have a couple of big hits yesterday for these Eagles. It'll be an 0-1 here to Burns. Fouled off, back to the left, 0-2.
Burns with his 3rd home run of the season yesterday, showing a little bit of that rare power in the 8-hole. We were mentioning it, the bottom of the order was really the key for the Eagles in yesterday's game.
It'll be the 0-2 here to Peter Burns. Just outside, 1-2. Connolly touching 93 again. It'll be the 1-2 to Burns. Driven to center field, lazy fly ball coming in on his Hurley, and he is going to make the play for out number 2. It's like Virginia Tech sort of trying to return that quick inning favor for Boston College.
Yeah, and Connolly seems to maybe have settled in a little bit. Hasn't been missing quite as often, inducing some lazy contact there out to center field, and now you get the bottom of the order with Dante Baldelli.
Dante Baldelli is sort of a second leadoff man down there in the 9-hole. Comes in with a .316 average. It'll be the delivery to him. He's going to swing and drive one over the top of Chauvel's head into left field. Tanner Thomas is going to corral it and get it in before Baldelli can go to second, but a single here for Dante Baldelli.
Yeah, good job by Thomas to take a good angle to that ball, make sure it didn't get past him, hold Baldelli to first base. But once again there, that's the third of 4 hits today that has come on the first pitch of the at-bat from Connolly. Seems like he's got to be a little bit more careful of where he's putting those first pitches, because the Eagles have clearly been told, if you get a good one on the first pitch, you better take it.
Baldelli does his job and gets this Boston College lineup back to the top of the order, where it'll be shortstop Brian Dempsey. Led off our game with a single here in the top of the second inning. Takes ball 1 outside. It's Baldelli on first base after the 2-out single. It'll be a 1-0 here from Connolly. He's going to fire over to first base. Just a little check back there for Baldelli. It'll be a 1-0 here to Dempsey, and it looks like it's going to squirt past catcher Dane Leonard and go back to the screen, and advancing to second is Baldelli. And now, just like that, Boston College, after what looked like a quick inning for the Hokies, have a runner in scoring position. Yeah,
not sure what happened there. It looked like Leonard thought it might have hit Dempsey, because he didn't immediately go and chase after that one. But I think Dempsey kicked that back leg out before it got a piece of him. So Leonard lets that one get to the backstop, and now Baldelli an opportunity to extend this Eagles lead with Dempsey at the dish.
It'll be the 2-0 to Dempsey here from Shane Connolly, trying to work out of another little jam here in the top of the second. Swung on and hit to Tanner Chauvel. He's going to corral it at shortstop. Fire over to Rumfield for the 3rd out of the inning. And we will head to the bottom of the second with the Hokies at bat here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Atlantic Union Bank Park here in Blacksburg, Virginia, where 3304 Sports has got your coverage of Virginia Tech versus Boston College baseball. It was Virginia Tech able to get out of that top of the second after a little bit of a jam. Boston College had a runner on second base, not able to do anything with it, as Virginia Tech will send TJ Rumfield here to the plate in the bottom of the second inning.
Hokies' key here has to have better at-bats. You had Hurley go down on the first pitch, then Schobel on the second, and then a 4-pitch strikeout across. So Hokies need to at least make Stigler work for it here.
Yeah, just 7 pitches thrown so far for Stigler. We'll be looking for another quick inning here from Rumfield. It'll be the 0-0. Looks like he changed his delivery a little bit there for ball 1.
And once again, kind of working backwards, 75-mile-an-hour breaking pitch to start.
Wow. TJ Rumfield's just going to poke that one down the third baseline where there was nobody. They had the shift on for him, and he's going to make it all the way to second on a little tapped ground ball down the third baseline.
And I'm not sure if that was intentional, but if it was, that's a great idea. Actually, I saw last night watching Major League Baseball, I was watching Rays and Marlins, and the Marlins had shifted everybody to the right side, and smartly, guy at the plate just bunts it towards third base. Not exactly the same thing there, but it doesn't make sense. If you're leaving the entire left side of the infield open, do exactly what TJ Rumfield did. That's an easy double.
Yeah, TJ Rumfield, you know, they had the third baseman shifted, playing more of where a shortstop will play. I guess playing the pull for him. He's a big pull hitter, but he just, you know, intentionally or not, just slapped one down third base. You know, probably would have been an easy play for the third baseman, but gets a double out of it. It'll be Kevin Madden, last night's hero, coming to the plate for Virginia Tech. 0-0 is outside for ball 1.
Both these hitters who have come up here in the second, watching the first pitch they see, maybe a point of emphasis for Coach John Sheff, saying, hey, let's at least see what this guy has before we go hacking.
Stigler with the 1-0. Kevin Madden drives one to left field. In on it is Leary for the grab. It's going to keep Rumfield at second base here with 1 out.
Stigler hung a breaking ball there. Madden got a good piece of it, but just not hit quite hard enough. And it's tough to get 79 out of here, especially when the temperature's a little bit cooler. So tough to get too much on that, and kind of right at the left fielder, Leary.
It'll be Cade Swisher up to the plate for Virginia Tech with one out here in the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Rumfield on second base after a little tap double down the third baseline. Cade Swisher, .234 batting average on the year. He'll take the 0-0. Foul back off to the left, strike one.
Kids down the left field line almost made a nice grab over there on that foul ball, but looked like it took a couple of hops down on those stone benches that the Hokies have here at Atlantic Union Bank Park.
It'll be the 0-1 to Cade Swisher. Little submarine style there from Stiegler. He fires low and away for ball one.
Yeah, you're seeing Stiegler change his arm slot a little bit here. Maybe just trying to show something a little bit different to these Hokies hitters, throw them off.
Still just 11 pitches thrown on the afternoon for Stiegler with Rumfield on second base after the double. The 1-1. Strike. Nice breaking ball there by Stiegler.
Yeah, and Stiegler's kind of used that breaking ball a little differently than we see most pitchers. He's using it kind of get me over, just put it in the strike zone. Could be dangerous if these Hokies hitters start swinging away.
It'll be the 1-2 to Swisher, taken high for ball 2. 2-2. Blacksburg Hokie crowd lively here today after a couple of cold days. Nice weather here on this Saturday before Easter. Will be a 2-2 to Cade Swisher. Thought about it but did not go. It'll be a full count.
Good job by Swisher here. Just nice long at bat. Stiegler's already thrown more pitches in this inning than he did in the entire first.
It will be the 3-2 to Cade Swisher from Alex Stiegler. The delivery, foul back off the screen. Staying alive is Swisher. Good at bat so far here from Cade Swisher.
For sure. Swisher seeing everything deep. You can see, even though Stiegler doesn't throw the ball all that hard, he's got his toe on the back line of the batter's box. Just wants to see it as deep as he can, maybe hit something the other way.
The 3-2 from Swisher is high and away, and he will draw the walk, and the Hokies starting their little rally here in the bottom of the second inning as they have runners on first and second with one out. That will send fifth-year senior Tanner Thomas to the plate for the Hokies.
And for this Hokies lineup, the one position they really haven't been able to kind of cement down has been left field. It's been a kind of a mix of Tanner Thomas and Jonas Seegers, who have kind of done a platoon thing with righty-lefty a little bit. We've also seen Carson Jones out there, so Thomas gets the start today, senior from Jacksonville.
Thomas will take the 0-0 from Stiegler. Trying to get the signals here from his catcher. He's going to look Rumfield back to second base. No throw over because didn't have anybody covering there.
And interesting, the catcher was setting up with his glove around the shoulders of Thomas. Not sure if that was just to fake him out a little bit or whether they were actually going to start with that high fastball.
The 0-0 to Thomas. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. 0-1.
Yeah, and that was the high fastball. So kind of different. Stiegler's been mixing up his approach here with different hitters. We've seen him use the curveball to get in the strike zone a lot, and that fastball trying to get hitters to chase up above the letters.
It'll be the 0-1 here to Tanner Thomas, who gets the start in left field for Virginia Tech. He's going to foul a second one back off to the screen and bring it to 0-2.
And Tanner Thomas here, what you absolutely can't do is put a ball on the ground in the infield here. Do not want the inning-ending double play. Ideally here, if you're not going to get a hit, try and put something into right field. Maybe move Rumfield over from second.
It'll be the 0-2 to Tanner Thomas. Just got a piece of it, fouled it off the plate and back behind, staying alive. Tanner Thomas comes in with a .244 batting average on the year. Just the 2 RBIs and 45 at-bats. Hasn't got a whole lot of playing time, but when he has, he's been solid for Virginia Tech. The most experienced player by far that this lineup has produced. He fouls the 0-2 back off again. Staying alive here is Tanner Thomas.
Yeah, and Thomas got the start yesterday as the designated hitter. Went 0 for 2, but did prove he can have these good at-bats. Drew 3 walks yesterday against the Eagles. We'll see if he can maybe work back into this one, but in a hole 0 and 2.
It'll be the 0-2 here from Stiegler to Tanner Thomas. And he is going to swing and miss at that offering, a 77-mile-per-hour slider in the dirt for out number 2.
And that one was interesting. Stiegler went full submarine with that delivery that time. We've seen him go over the top, 3/4, sidearm, and now submarine. So nobody knows where these pitches are coming from Stiegler, and could be an interesting development for this Hokies lineup as we go through the bottom of this order.
It'll be catcher Dane Leonard up to the plate for the Hokies, with 2 outs and 2 on here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Dane Leonard has sort of taken over as the regular catcher here the past few weekends for Virginia Tech, as Cade Hunter had a little bit of struggles of his own. Leonard more of a defensive minded player. He just has a 188 average on the year. With the 0-0 is low for ball 1.
Yeah, Leonard starts in his last 7 games over Cade Hunter. Actually, at his first career home run a couple of weekends ago against Clemson, so trying to come into his own at the plate.
The 1-0 is low for ball 2. Stiegler in a little bit of a hole here against 8-hole hitter Dane Leonard. Both teams have their catchers in that 8th spot today. It'll be the 2-0 from Stiegler. Leonard's going to foul off above our heads for 2-1. Stiegler, after just a 7-pitch first inning, has had to labor here. Raises up to 23 total on the game. Still a pretty good number to be at in the bottom of the 2nd. It'll be the 2-1. Foul off back to the screen, 2-2.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. The Hokies have done a much better job staying in these at-bats, making Stiegler work for it. But after a leadoff double, you would hate to not be able to even move him 90 more feet to third base. Big spot here for Dane Leonard.
It'll be the 2-2 to Dane Leonard. After Stiegler got behind 2-0 and the count has been able to work it back to a 2-2. The delivery from Stiegler. It's going to be grounded to the shortstop. Dempsey tries to make the backhanded play, and everybody is going to be safe as he fumbled the ball around. And the Hokies have the bases loaded here as Brian Dempsey could not make the play on that ball.
Yeah, that's a tough play to make if you're Dempsey. You just get one short hop right in front of your glove. Tough to be able to scoop that one out of the dirt. I think you have to be lucky that that didn't sneak under his glove and get into the outfield. Now bases loaded for Lucas Donlin.
Yeah, Virginia Tech has loaded the bases. Fortunately for Boston College, there is 2 outs, so all it's going to take is 1 pitch to get them out of this with no damage done. But Lucas Donlin, who has been very solid in just his few at-bats so far for the season for Virginia Tech, takes the first pitch of the at-bat for a strike.
Donlin pinch hitting in the first 2 games of the series, has hits in both of his times in the order. Needs a big one here.
The 0-1 to Donlin, just outside for ball 1. Saw that side 3/4 arm delivery there from Stiegler again.
Yeah, and it seems almost random when he comes with those. Doesn't seem to have any influence on what pitch he's throwing, but just trying to mix it up. Can come from many different angles.
Donlin's going to take a timeout, as didn't like the pace in which Stiegler was working at. It'll be a 1-1 to Lucas Donlin here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, where the Hokies have loaded the bases with 2 outs. The 1-1 swung on and missed, 1-2. Lucas Donlin, 1 home run, 7 RBIs on the year in just 16 at-bats, so hasn't played a whole lot, but gets the start today at second base. It'll be the 1-2 from Stiegler. High for ball 2.
Stiegler having to work for it. 25 pitches in this inning. And he's in a stressful spot here, trying to keep a 0 on the board.
It'll be the 2-2. Donlan's going to drive one to right field. Baldelli is under it, and it looks like it's going to be a can of corn. He does make the grab for the third out. And Boston College and Alex Stiegler are able to work out of the bases loaded jam to get us to the top of the third here on 3304 Sports. Hello and welcome back to Blacksburg here at English Field at Atlantic Union Bank Park, where we are in the top of the third inning. Virginia Tech had the bases loaded in the bottom of the second and were not able to come up with any runs. And so now we go to the top of the third with Sal Freelick up to the plate.
Yeah, tough task here for Connolly. Second time through the order, you get Freelick, Morissette, and Gold here in this top of the third. This could be a big inning for both of these teams.
That was who did the damage in the first. Freelick fouls the first pitch back off to the press box, hits one of the windows, bounces back into the crowd. I think one of those little kids that might have been down the third baseline were able to get that ball. It'll be a 0-1 here to Freelick. Connolly, the delivery, low and away, ball one.
Yeah, and Freelick, first pitch he saw, he wanted to test those reinforced windows over on the press box. Maybe scared our friend Sam Alves.
The 1-1 to Freelick is tapped down the first baseline, and it's going to be an in-betweener for the Hokies. It's going to be Connolly trying to get the tag on Freelick, but he is going to be safe at first base.
And what an effort there from Connolly. That's just one of those tough plays where the first baseman's not sure if he wants to charge or cover the bag. The pitcher has to come and get it, laying out to try and tag Freelick, but Freelick just a little bit too speedy, able to avoid that bag. And now 2 hits for Freelick here after starting the series 0 for 9.
We might have been his lucky charm today here. Fortunately for the Eagles, unfortunately for the Hokies. It'll be Cody Moore set up to the plate. 3-hole hitter, struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. It's Freelick on first after the infield single. The 0-0 is swung on, and the bat goes flying in the air for Morissette. Luckily, his on-deck teammate over there was not a few feet to the left, or that could have been bad.
Yeah, that one narrowly missing Luke Gold. And, you know, I guess they do on the PA before the game, they do read that balls and bats can find their way into the crowd. Morissette almost slung his into the first couple rows here at Atlantic Union Bank Park.
Yeah, luckily there's a protective netting there at Atlantic Union Bank Park, but see him go get some pine tar after that one. And it will be a 0-1 to Morissette. Conley's going to throw over to first base at Freelick, back safely. Freelick does have 5 stolen bases on the year, so he's definitely a threat to take off at any point. The 0-1 is swung on a miss, and there does go Freelick. Good throw from Dane Leonard, and just under the tag of Schobel is Freelick, and he moves into scoring position on the steal.
Throw came up the line just a little bit. Schobel with a good job trying to grab it and still slap that tag on Freelick, but a little bit too far away from the base there, and Freelick gets another stolen base, and right on cue after you said, so there's his 6th stolen base of the year.
The Hokies do have an 0-2 here on Cody Morissette, who struck out in his first at bat. Conley looking to work out of another little jam here, all 3 innings. The 0-2 is driven to first base. It's going to be Rumfield taking it for himself for the put out, but that does move Freelick over to third base, so a productive out there for Morissette.
Yeah, Morissette does his job there, hitting it to the right side, allows Freelick to get over to third base, and now you've got the best hitter in your order at the plate. Gold had the RBI double back in the first. Now an opportunity to drive in another run here.
Yeah, you mentioned Luke Gold, one of the just better players really in the entire ACC. Now with his 30th RBI in the first inning, he'll have a chance to get another one here with 1 out and a runner on third in the top of the third. Shane Connolly looking to work out of it here. The 0-0 in the dirt for ball 1. Luke Gold had that RBI double back in the top of the first, which is our lone run up until this point through 2 1/3 innings. It'll be the 1-0 to Gold. Swung on and missed. Took a big hack at that.
Yeah, and that's a good pitch from Connolly. His first time up, Gold got a fastball, caught a lot of the plate, and he was able to turn on it and send it down the left field line. Seems like Connolly's trying to work a little bit further towards the edges of the strike zone here.
The 1-1, driven past the diving shortstop Tanner Schobel and through for an RBI. The second one of the day for Luke Gold, and it'll be 2-0 Eagles here in the top of the third.
And once again, talked about it pregame, Gold and Freilich struggling in the series so far. Now they are a combined 4 for 4. Freilich able to score that run, and now 2 RBIs for Luke Gold. So the big hitters, the guys who have been so consistent all year, they've been able to have some good production here early in this rubber match.
That will send Jack Cunningham up to the plate with 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Luke Gold on first base is going to get the throw over from Connolly. Back safely. Those 3 and 4 hole hitters for Boston College have been productive today. Connolly's going to throw back over again, trying to nab Gold back safely. The 0-0 is in for a strike. 0-1.
Cunningham has struggled with the strikeouts so far in this series. Of his 10 at-bats, 6 of them have ended in a punch-out, including his first one today. So Connolly may be working with the swing and miss stuff all day against the 5-hitter.
For the third time in this at-bat, Connolly's going to throw over to first. Back safely was Gold. That'll be the 0-1 to Jack Cunningham. Low and outside, 1-1.
Maybe a missed opportunity there from Luke Gold as he hesitated a little bit. That ball down and away, kind of got away from Leonard behind the plate, and Gold maybe an opportunity to move into scoring position with just 1 out in the top of the third.
It'll be the 1-1 to Jack Cunningham for Boston College. He's going to ground one to Lucas Donlin. Not going to make a play at second, but he's going to throw over for the out at first base, and it will be 2 down here in the top of the third with Vince Cimini to the plate.
And just like we said with Morissette, productive out there, maybe not the best contact, but actually helps out there. Doesn't hit it hard enough for Donlin to turn 2. And now runner in scoring position for Cimini. Chance for the Eagles to add another run.
Vince Cimini grounded to third base. That diving play made by Kevin Madden to in the first. It'll be the 0-0. Lines the first pitch to right field. Coming up with it is Cross. He's going to try to make a play at home. Cut off by Rumfield, and it's going to be another run here for the Eagles in the top of the first. This time it's Vince Cimini knocking in Luke Gold.
And once again, the Eagles extending this lead early. They led 5-0 on Thursday, 5-0 on Friday, and now here on Saturday, lead 3-0 against the Hokies. Tech needs to figure this out so they don't find themselves in another hole. You can't always get 6 unanswered runs late in the game to come up with a walk-off.
That will send Cameron Leary to the plate for the Eagles here with 1 on in the top of the third and 2 outs. Cimini on first after the RBI single. Oh, is fouled off into the Hokies dugout, 0-1. Connolly not able to really follow up those first 2 starts. Struggled a little bit here early in this one. He's going to fire over to try to get Cimini back safely.
Yeah, and you look at Connolly's stats. Over his first 2 starts, had gone 11 innings, giving up just 2 earned runs and 6 hits. Through 2 2/3 today, he's given up 3 earned runs and 7 hits.
The 0-1 is grounded up the middle, making a play on it as Schobel behind second base. He's going to fire over to Rumfield for the 3rd out of the inning. But Boston College is able to plate 2 runners here in the top of the 3rd to make it 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Hokies at bat here on 3304 Sports. We are back here in Blacksburg as we are headed to the bottom of the third inning. In the top of the third, Boston College was able to plate 2 runners to push the score to 3-0. But for Virginia Tech, they have the top of the lineup here in the bottom of the third with Jack Hurley leading us off.
Yeah, and Hurley got a good crack into one to center field on the first pitch he saw in his first at-bat. See if he stays aggressive here in his second time at the plate.
It'll be the 0-0 to Hurley. He's going to take the breaking ball for strike 1.
And just see right behind home plate, Virginia Tech football's legendary defensive coordinator, Bud Foster.
As Hurley tries to lay a bunt down the third base line, is going to tail foul for strike 2. Bud Foster is in the house. That's very cool for Hokie fans.
You look back at women's basketball, you usually see Frank Beamer, the legendary head coach, in attendance. I guess Mr. Foster, more of a baseball guy himself here on this Saturday before Easter. He's got himself a nice seat, too. 2 rows up right behind home plate.
Yeah, I'm sure he can take just about any seat he wants in any sporting venue here at Virginia Tech. It'll be the 0-2 to Hurley. Does not swing. 1-2. Ball was low in the dirt. It'll be the 1-2 here to Jack Hurley. He takes the strike right. Oh, no. It's going to be a ball. I was ready to call it early there, Jake.
Ringing him up before he even stepped out of the batter's box there.
Looked good from up here, but that'll teach me to assume. It'll be a 2-2. This time, another ball on the outside corner. Home plate umpire Ryan Clark is very delayed in his calls, so it's hard sometimes to gauge whether or not he's going to call those close ones a strike or not. 2 balls in a row here to get us to 3-2. The full count to Hurley. Foul back off to the left, staying alive at 3-2.
Good at bat here from Hurley. We mentioned Stiegler. It took him just 7 pitches to get through the first inning. This next one will be 40, so Hokies have done a good job making him work over these last 2 innings.
The 3-2 is low in the dirt, and Hurley will take first base after drawing a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the third.
And that's a great at-bat from Hurley. Exactly what the Hokies needed. They had a leadoff double last time, could not bring TJ Rumfield around, but now the middle of the order coming up, and Hurley on base. That's a great thing for this Virginia Tech offense that needs to get going sooner rather than later.
Tanner Schobel will step to the plate for the Hokies. He is 0 for 1 on the day. He'll bat with Hurley on first base for Virginia Tech. The 0-0. Taken low, ball 1. Looks like Schobel's taking a little bit of extra time in between at bats here. It'll be the 1-0. He's going to sky one to right field in foul territory. Giving chase is Baldetti. He is able to not corral it. He'll land in the concourse down there, first baseline.
And after a really strong start to the year for Tanner Schobel, the true freshman, maybe hitting that freshman wall a little bit here, hasn't seemed to be quite as productive with those extra base hits that we saw early in the year. Now would be a really good time for him to get one for these Hokies.
It'll be a 1-1. He's going to fire over to check Hurley, back safely. Yeah, Tanner Schobel, still a pretty solid average at 280, but definitely has sort of hit a slump here in the middle of his freshman season. It'll be a 1-1. Schobel's going to take the strike for the 1-2 count. I think maybe a changeup there from Stiegler.
Yeah, Stiegler's like to use that off-speed stuff to try and just sneak it by these Hokies hitters, and it's worked more often than not.
The 1-2 just outside. No, he's going to ring him up. Wow. Ryan Clark rings him up on a ball that looked outside, and the fans here at Virginia Tech sure thought so too.
Crowd not too happy with that call, but huge strikeout there for Stiegler. After you walk the leadoff hitter, now you get to face Cross with a runner on and one out. Possible inning-ending double play in position right now.
Gavin Cross struck out in the first inning in that 7-pitch first inning by Stiegler. He's going to fire over to first base to get Hurley back safely. One out here in the bottom of the third inning for Virginia Tech with a runner on first after the Jack Hurley walk. The 0-0 to Gavin Cross. First pitch is in for a strike. It'll be 0-1.
And once again, starting with the breaking ball here, and I think that's a good strategy. Giving these Hokies hitters in the middle of the order a first pitch fastball probably isn't going to end too well.
The 0-1 to Cross. Swung on and driven deep to right field. Just telling foul is that ball by Cross, and a loud strike there.
That ball got out of here in a hurry. He hit that hard, he hit it far, but got around on it a little bit too early. And you can see that kind of often with a guy like Stiegler on the mound who doesn't really throw his fastball all that hard. We saw back on Thursday, their starter was pumping like 96.
The 0-2 to Cross is tapped to the second baseman, over to the shortstop Dempsey. Not able to get the double play there, but Boston College gets the lead runner Hurley there on the throw from Morissette to Dempsey.
And a good idea there from Morissette. Hurley obviously the much better runner out on the base paths. Cross, although he hits in the 3 spot, no slouch either. Cross actually, back in high school, he holds the Tennessee state record for stolen bases in a season with 41. Not sure he'll be on the move here with 2 outs, but big at-bat here for TJ Rumfield.
It will be TJ Rumfield coming to the plate for his second at-bat of the day after he squeaked a double down the third baseline in his first, the 0-0. High and away, ball 1.
And it was interesting. We saw him poke the double down the third base line as this Eagles defense is shift. They're doing it again. We'll see if Stiegler continues to pitch to the outside.
The 1-0 in for strike 1. 79-mile-an-hour curveball.
And it doesn't make much sense to me with this shift on for Stiegler to put breaking balls on the outside half here, because Rumfield could just wait back and hit it the other way, but we'll see. Maybe he'll start to come hard inside with the fastball, which would seem to be the ideal thing to do when you have a shift this extreme on with Gold, the third baseman, almost playing all the way to second base.
Tried to check Cross at first base, back safely. It'll be a 1-1 here to Rumfield. Stiegler gets him to swing way ahead of that breaking ball for a 1-2 count.
Once again, all off-speed pitches here. Stiegler obviously feels very confident in the slow stuff.
The 1-2, foul ball off near the Virginia Tech dugout at that group of kids yet again for a 1-2 count here.
And Rumfield has the right idea there. Once again, just trying to slap it the other way. There's so much room down this third base line that he found for that double back in the second. We'll see if he can actually put one in fair territory this time.
It'll be the 1-2 here to Rumfield. Big pitch. He's going to drive one to center field in the gap, giving chase of the center fielder Freelick, and he is going to make the play on the run to send us to the top of the 4th inning after Virginia Tech plates no runners on no hits. We will have top of the 4th, Boston College next. Welcome back to Blacksburg here on 3304 Sports. Cota McGlothlin and Jake Lyman with the call for you tonight. Virginia Tech unable to plate a runner in the bottom of the 3rd as our score stays 3-0 in favor of the Boston College Eagles here in the top of the 4th. As Peter Burns, the catcher, comes to the plate for the Eagles.
And Connolly has found himself in some high-stress situations. Boston College has been able to get a runner to second base in all 3 innings so far. Maybe looking for a 1-2-3 here.
The 0-0 to Burns. It's going to be tapped softly to Kevin Madden's going to barehand it at third base and fire over to the first baseman Rumfield and make the play, beating Burns by about a step and a half. A nice play by Kevin Madden coming in on the ball, barehanding it and firing it to first base.
And Madden was the hero yesterday with his bat, but so far today has made some phenomenal plays over at third base. The diving play in the first, saving a run for the Hokies, And then right there, keeping Burns off base to open the inning with just a great barehanded play.
It's been a good start to this day defensively for Kevin Madden. As Dante Baldelli steps to the plate for Boston College, he takes the first pitch for a strike. Baldelli had a single in his last at bat in the 9-hole. The 0-1, low for ball one. One out here in the top of the fourth for the Eagles. Baldelli offered at it for strike two. Conley's starting to work a little bit quickly here as he's gotten a quick out and now looking for another one.
Yeah, this would be a big out here, especially with the top of the order coming up. The top 4 batters today for Boston College have contributed 5 of the 7 Eagles hits, so getting them up with nobody on and 2 out would be more than ideal here for Connolly.
It'll be the 1-2 to Baldelli. Low and inside for ball 2.
Just missed with that one, coming at 92 on the inside half. Good idea there from Connolly, but just missed.
It'll be the 2-2 to Baldelli. And he is going to strike him out, says umpire Ryan Clark. Low and away for strike 3. Down goes Baldelli. 2 outs.
Yeah, Connolly couldn't get him on the inside, Black, so he goes outside, and that time Baldelli completely fooled and able to get another strikeout. Make it 4 for Connolly on the day.
And for these Boston College Eagles, they're looking over there at those dugout degenerates, saying what in the world is going on, because I think their attendance was maybe a little down the first couple games. This might be the first time they've really seen them. Dempsey's going to ground one over to Kevin Madden. With the scoop is Rumfield, and a quick 3 outs here in the top of the 4th inning for Shane Connolly and Virginia Tech. On 3304 Sports, we'll head to the bottom of the 4th with Virginia Tech batting next. Welcome back to English Field as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning with Boston College maintaining that 3-0 lead over the Virginia Tech Hokies. But in that top of the 4th, Shane Connolly had a very quick 3 outs to get his team up at the plate. It'll be Kevin Madden leading off here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, we just saw Madden make a great play on defense. Hokies could use a base runner here to start off the inning. They've had a runner on to start both the 2nd and the 3rd. Still have not been able to get a runner across the plate, but good part of this order. Opportunity for some scoring.
The 0-0 to Madden in the dirt, ball 1. And even though the Hokies didn't play, or even though the Hokies haven't scored yet, you know, after that quick inning by Conley, you can really kind of feel an atmosphere change here at English Field.
Yeah, down 3-0. That inning from Conley was huge to just get off the field, get the batters back to the plate.
The 1-0 to Madden is grounded up the middle for a single. Kevin Madden able to get on base here to start us in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, so there you go. 3 straight innings with a leadoff base runner. The key has been being able to get that runner around. Hokies haven't succeeded so far. Big at-bat for Cade Swisher here, who's had a little bit of a slump lately, but could use a big hit here to start something real for the Hokies.
That was Virginia Tech's 3rd hit on the day. Boston College currently leads in that column 7-3. But the Hokies here have a man on first with no outs as Cade Swisher is going to sky the first pitch he sees. It's going to be Brian Dempsey calling off the 3rd baseman to make the grab just behind 3rd base for out number 1.
Yeah, and that's a bad at-bat there from Swisher. First pitch, you pop it up on the infield with a runner on and nobody out. Now you're in a tough spot. Tanner Thomas comes to the plate. You're a ground ball away from everything being wiped off the board and having to send Connolly back to the mound.
Yeah, that was certainly not a ideal at bat if you're Virginia Tech, but nonetheless, it'll be Tanner Thomas up at the plate for Virginia Tech. It's 0 for 1 on the day. It's Kevin Madden on first base after the leadoff single. They're now 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th, and it's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Brian Dempsey is going to throw to the 2nd baseman, back over to the 1st baseman for the double play. Dempsey to Morissette to Cunningham, And like you said, one swing of the bat, one ground ball. Tanner Thomas sends this game to the top of the 5th inning here in Blacksburg, where the Boston College Eagles still lead 3-0. Welcome back to Blacksburg here on 3304 Sports. Jake Lyman and Cota McGlothlin, where another quick inning for Boston College in the bottom of the 4th. Kevin Madden had that leadoff single, but then a couple of quick outs and a double play by Tanner Thomas there.
Yeah, and that's tough. I mean, you start with a leadoff hit, and 2 pitches later, the inning's over. So Hokies have to send Connolly back to the bump, and Freilich, Morissette, and Gold going to be a tough group to go through here for the Hokies lefty.
It'll be Freilich, who's 2 for 2 on the day. Takes the first pitch away for ball 1. We mentioned before the game it had been the bottom of the order yesterday for the Eagles as Freilich swings and misses for strike 1. But back in their true form, it has this top of the order been for the Eagles today.
Yeah, this top half has really come through. Their usual production has been shown, and it's really been Freilich and Gold who have had the big performances so far.
1-1 to Freilich, and he is going to line it down the left field line. Tanner Thomas is going to get there, but not before Freilich has a stand-up double to start the top of the 5th inning right on cue.
Yeah, right there. I mean, the conversation with the offense, again, Freilich and Gold. Can they come through? Now they combined 5 for 5 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. It's been a huge performance from both of them. And now Gold standing in the on-deck circle. Opportunity for some more runs for Boston College.
And there is a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for Virginia Tech. Can't quite see the number down there yet, but looks like Connolly may be on a leash here in the top of the 5th inning after the stand-up double from Freilich. It'll be Cody Morissette up to the plate for the Eagles. He takes the first pitch away for ball 1. Connolly has found himself in a jam in almost every inning so far today. No different here in the top of the 5th with a leadoff double. The 1-0 to Morissette, low for ball 2. This feels like a big at-bat here in this game for Connolly.
Yes, yeah. With nobody out, strikeout here would be huge, or maybe a ground ball to the left side so you can hold Freilich at second. Just putting him at third with only 1 out, you're probably conceding that run.
The 2-0 to Morissette. Low for ball 3, and you're in danger now of sending runners on first and second with no outs and Luke Gold coming to the plate if you're Shane Connolly.
Yeah, it would not be ideal, especially with the way Gold has hit it today, so you'd have to think this one's going to be somewhere in the strike zone. Not sure if Morissette's going to have the green light.
It'll be the 3-0 to Morissette. He did have the green light, but he fouls it back off to the left for strike 1.
Yeah, interesting there with Connolly having just thrown 3 straight balls. Morissette giving the swing away, and probably got one he liked there, just mishit it just a little bit.
Now he's got the hitters count 3-1 to Morissette with Freilich on second after the leadoff double here in the top of the 5th, no outs. The 3-1. It's taken outside for ball 4, and now Boston College has runners on first and second with Luke Gold up at the plate.
Yeah, just missed there with the 3-1, and now you're in a really tough spot. Wonder if we're going to see pitching coach Ryan Fecto come talk to his pitcher, and right on cue, there he comes across the third base line.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Connolly here. You know, there has been somebody warming up in the bullpen for Virginia Tech, but you would think maybe an infield meeting here. Give him at least one more batter and one more batter for that bullpen pitcher to warm up.
Yeah, and it looks like they just got the motion going in the bullpen. Hasn't been a ton of time, but actually it looks like that will be it for Shane Connolly. It's going to be Jason Hurd coming in.
So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll get you back here as we have our first pitching change of the game in the top of the 5th in Blacksburg. Stay with us. We are back here in Blacksburg after a pause in the middle of the top of the 5th inning for a pitching change as Virginia Tech goes to the bullpen. Number 38, Jason Hurd, in to pitch for the Hokies.
Yeah, Hurd's been a solid option out of the pen for Coach John Sheff. ERA sub-4. He's gone 16 2/3 this season, giving up just 7 earned runs, 24 strikeouts as well. Can get these hitters to swing and miss. He's got a tough test coming up with Luke Gold at the plate, who's already 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs, including a double back in the first inning. 2 guys out there on the base paths right now, so Hurd in a big spot. Hokies really would prefer to keep this deficit where it is right now. They've fallen behind 5-0 in each of the first 2 games of this series, and obviously that doesn't help your chances of winning.
Yeah, Jason Hurd has definitely inherited a sticky situation here after the leadoff double from Sal Freelick and the walk from Cody Morissette. There are no outs here in the top of the 5th as Boston College still leads 3-0. Luke Gold, who is 2 for 2 on the day, steps into the box for Boston College, has 2 RBIs after a double and a single. Double came back in the first, the single in the third. Jason Hurd in to pitch for the Hokies. He's going to get the sign from Dane Leonard. Comes set. The 0-0. Low and outside, ball 1.
And being careful here with Gold is going to be crucial for Hurd. You don't want to give him anything he can turn on. 8 home runs this year, leads the Eagles.
A little change of pace here from Hurd to Connolly, as Connolly's more of a quick worker, and Hurd likes to take his time in between pitches. So it'll be a 1-0 here to Luke Gold. The 1-0 swung on, line to second baseman Schobel. He's going to flip over to, Donlin to Schobel to Rumfield for the 4-6-3 double play for the Hokies.
Can't think of a better way for Jason Hurd to start his day. Get the most dangerous hitter in this Eagles lineup to ground into a 4-6-3 double play, and now you're just 1 out away from getting out of here with no runs on the board, despite back-to-back base runners for the Eagles to start off the inning.
So with the runner on third and 2 outs, Jack Cunningham steps into the box for the Eagles. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a 4-3 put out coming back in the third inning. It'll be the 0-0. Low, ball 1. Got that Hokie crowd back into it after that double play there from Donlin and Schobel. It'll be the 1-0 from Jason Hurd. Fires a breaking ball in there for strike 1. 1-1. This feels like a big at-bat here in this game for both of these teams.
For sure. Hokies would love nothing more than to strand that runner at third base. Cunningham up there wants to extend this lead.
The 1-1 to Cunningham. Bounces in front of the plate for ball 2.
Another good job by Leonard to keep that one in front. We've seen him get some nice blocks with a runner on third already today, and there's another one. Leonard showing his defensive prowess behind the dish.
It'll be a 2-1 count here to Jack Cunningham with a runner on third base for Boston College. It's Freelick, the 2-1. Called inside barely by home plate umpire Ryan Clark, and we will have a 3-1 count to Jack Cunningham.
And the crowd wanted that one. Just missed off the inside. Black. Cunningham looking for a hitter's pitch here. Opportunity to drive in a run.
It'll be the 3-1 to Cunningham. He is going to take the pitch low for ball 4. And now Boston College has runners on the corners with Vince Cimini up to the plate.
And Cimini already with a hit today. Shot one into right field his last time up. Big spot here for him. Hurd got the double play from Gold to start off his outing, but now needs to get that final out. Send the Hokies back to the dugout, hanging another 0 on the scoreboard.
It will be Jason Hurd trying to work out of a jam here, a jam the Hokies have been in almost every inning of this ball game except for the second inning, really. It'll be the 0-0 to Samini. He's going to ground one to the second baseman, Donlin, in on it. Underhand flip to Rumfield for out 3. And the Hokies are able to get out of it. Jason Hurd comes in, gets 3 quick outs for the Hokies. And we head to the bottom of the 5th, where I will be turning over play-by-play duties to Jake Lyman for the remainder of this game. Stay tuned here on 3304 Sports.
Welcome back to Blacksburg. Virginia Tech and Boston College here in Game 3 of this 3-game ACC baseball series. Eagles have jumped out to a 3-0 lead here as we hit the midway point of this Saturday game. A nice day here in Blacksburg. Jake Lyman, Cota McGlothlin with you for 3304 Sports. Temperatures in the low 50s. Wind softly blowing out to left field as the Hokies come up for their cuts here in the 5th inning. It'll be the catcher Dane Leonard to start it off. He'll be followed by Lucas Dunlin, and then the top of the order starting with Jack Hurley. Alex Stiegler back on the mound for his 5th inning of work. First pitch from him. Breaking ball catches the outside third for strike 1.
Yes, this is a big inning here for Virginia Tech as the game's more than halfway over now. And, can't wait every game to start hitting to the bottom of the 7th.
0-1 pitch misses high and inside, and you mentioned it last night. Virginia Tech down 5-0, scored 6 unanswered runs. Kevin Madden walking it off with a 2-run single to right field. 1-1 pitch, check swing from Leonard, but it's a one-hopper out to second base. Morset able to catch it and toss it over to Cunningham at first for out number 1. So Leonard probably didn't want to swing at that one, but gets unlucky, hits it in play, and a quick first out for Stiegler here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, and if he's, I know that he check swung that, but if he commits to that full swing, he probably gets that over the head of the second baseman for a hit. So, while it wasn't a great swing, if he's able to complete that swing, that's probably a hit.
Donlin sees the first pitch, and he likes it and drops it right over the head of Morset in shallow center field. A bloop single for Donlin, and he has hits in all 3 games of this series and sets up the top of the order as the Hokies try and score a run for the first time today.
Yeah, that's probably what Leonard's would have looked like had he put a full swing into it, but a good job of Donlin poking that bat out there. Didn't get hard contact on it, but dropped it right in between Morset and Freelick where nobody else could get to it. So the Hokies are looking to start a rally here in the bottom of the 1st.
Donlin doing his job at the bottom of the order, gets to first base. And now Jack Hurley next in the box. The freshman strides into the left-handed side. So far today, Hurley, a long fly out to straightaway center field in his first time up and walked his second time. He'll see the first pitch, throw it over, or line drive over to second base, and throws back to first for a double play. So Hokies once again get a runner on, and quickly it's wiped away by this Eagles defensive side. Boston College leads 3-0. We head to the 6th here on 3304 Sports. Back here at Atlantic Union Bank Park in Blacksburg, Virginia. Jake Lyman, Cota McGlothlin with you for 3304 Sports as Boston College leads Virginia Tech 3-0 here in the 6th inning of the 3rd game of this ACC weekend series. And Jason Hurd back on the bump for his 2nd inning of work. He'll get the bottom of the order starting with the left fielder Cameron Leary. Hurd winds and deals the first pitch. Fastball on the outside, black for strike 1.
Yeah, I think the story of the game so far for Virginia Tech has been situational hitting. They've grounded into 3 double plays now in this ball game. So you'd like to see them do a little bit better with runners on.
The 0-1 just misses below the knees. Hurd came with the off-speed stuff at 84 miles per hour. And yes, back-to-back innings where the Hokies get a runner on first and quickly wipe it away with an inning-ending double play. Hurd's 1-1. Off-speed pitch just misses off the outside corner. He didn't like that one. Count runs to 2-1 against Leary.
Yeah, I guess home plate umpire Ryan Clark said that one might have been away a little bit. Looked good from up here, but we're not down there.
2-1, similar spot. That one misses as well. Count runs to 3-1.
Yeah, Virginia Tech, the dugout and the fans, I think, wanted both of those, so potentially a big turning point here in this one.
Catcher Peter Burns waiting in the on-deck circle. The 3-1. Hit out to the right center gap. Cross runs over, dives, and reels it in. What a play from Gavin Cross in deep right center field. A diving stop. And there's out number one, and that's a huge play for the Hokies, able to keep the leadoff batter off base.
Yeah, I for sure thought that ball was going to sneak down there, but Gavin Cross doing a good job getting that glove down as a lefty. Had it to the glove side, able to dive for that ball and make the play. A really good play out there in right field.
So one out now, top of the sixth, nobody on. Boston College leading 3-0 over Virginia Tech as Peter Burns strides in to the left-handed batter's box. First pitch from Hurd. Misses high and away for ball one.
I think it's pretty evident here that you're not going to get that call if you're Jason Hurd. That's 3 now.
The 1-0 from Hurd. Once again, similar spot and the same result. Just misses off the outside corner, and it's ball two.
Yeah, now, see, this is where it gets dangerous if you're Hurd because you know you can't get that call on the outside, so you're going to have to sneak towards the plate a little bit, and that could obviously, you know, you leave one hanging right there, could end up over the right field fence.
2-0 pitch. That one misses below the knees, and now the count runs 3-0 to the Eagles catcher as Hurd has fallen behind another batter here. Burns yesterday 2 for 3 with a home run as he watches the 3-0 high and away, and there's ball four. So 4 straight misses from Hurd, and Burns will trot down to first base. A one-out base runner for Boston College.
Yeah, for Hurd, you're just gonna have to get away from that call on the outside because Ryan Clark is not going to give it to you. So you're gonna have to sneak back towards the center of the plate, which, as I said before, could be dangerous, but something you're just gonna have to do here if you're Hurd.
Next to face Hurd will be the righty Dante Baldelli. 1 for 2 on the day. Single back in the second, struck out looking his last time at the dish. Hurd's first pitch to him. Breaking ball, finds the strike zone, and he gets ahead.
Yeah, and interesting to note that one looked the exact same spot as those other 3, but it is a different, this is a right-handed batter this time instead of a left-handed batter.
Catches the inside corner that time against Baldelli. The 0-1. Chopped on the ground, third base side, leaks to the left side of the third base bag. Madden corrals it, but that will be a strike 2 as Baldelli falls behind. Hurd fell behind both of the first 2 batters he saw here in the 6th, but now ahead 0-2 against Baldelli.
Baldelli, the brother of Twins manager Rocco Baldelli, and the dugout degenerates know it as they have been giving him flack all day for that.
Baldelli leading Minnesota. They lost their opening day game back on Thursday in extra innings to Milwaukee. They play again at 7 o'clock tonight. The 0-2 almost got Baldelli to chase above the letters, but the fastball misses. Count runs to 1-2.
A good pitch there by Hurd to change the eye level of Baldelli. Definitely a throwaway pitch there, but look for him to come back at him with something here over the plate.
Hurd has struggled with some control issues. Just 7 of his 20 pitches have found the strike zone. The 1-2. Burns runs from first. Ball will be hit over the head of Madden, but he leaps and reels it in. Throw back to first. No chance for Burns to get back. And there it is, a double play as Kevin Madden continues to flash the leather over at the hot corner. Boston College once again threatens but does not score. And the score remains 3-0 BC. On to the bottom of the 6th we go here on 3304 Sports. We welcome you back to Blacksburg. Bottom 6 we go between Virginia Tech and Boston College. The Eagles leading 3-0 over the Hokies here in this decisive Game 3 of this ACC weekend series. Hokies have not scored yet today. And Cota, this is a good time for them to get started. 2, 3, 4 coming up, starting with Tanner Schobel.
Yeah, you've got 4 frames of hitting here to get at least 3 runs if your pitching staff is able to hold them where they're at. So if you're Virginia Tech, you know, you're going to have to get going soon, and right now is a perfect opportunity with your 2, 3, and 4 hitters up.
Schobel, Cross, and Rumfield will see the dish today. So Stiegler back out for his 6th inning on the mound, just 62 pitches so far. His first pitch to Schobel misses down and away. The 1-0, breaking ball, tried to get him to chase once again, and now count runs to 2-0 as Schobel has 2 easy looks to start off his at-bat.
Yeah, and just today, Stiegler's been able to...
That one runs inside and gets Schobel on the left arm, and once again, a leadoff base runner for the Hokies.
Yeah, I was saying Stiegler's been able to lower that ERA by a whole run, but plunks Schobel there on the arm, and Virginia Tech yet again has a leadoff hitter on.
And the guy you want at the plate in this situation, Gavin Cross, will stride in. The freshman 0 for 2 on the day, did reach on a fielder's choice his last time up back in the 3rd inning. Stiegler has really settled in so far. 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, and just 2 walks as he gets Cross to swing right through. An off-speed pitch to start off his at-bat. Cota Stiegler's really done a good job of mixing those speeds and keeping the Hokies hitters off balance.
Yeah, and we mentioned the arm angle he was switching up earlier. It looks like he's kind of gotten away from that as the games wore on.
0-1 to Cross, just misses off the outside black. Hokies pitchers weren't getting that call, and it doesn't seem like Stiegler is as well.
Yeah, it's nice to see that home plate umpire Ryan Clark is fair with the calls, sort of shuts up both head coaches on that one. So
1 on, nobody out in the bottom of the 6th for Virginia Tech. They trail 3-0. Cross sees the 1-1, fouls it straight back to the screen, and now behind 1-2.
Another big hack there by Cross. I think he's trying to make it a 1-run game here in the bottom of the 6th.
Cross, the freshman from Bristol, Tennessee, hitting .364 on the year. Rated one of the better outfielders in the entire country. 1-2. Hits high and deep to left center field. Nobody's gonna get there. It is gone. Gavin Cross, a 2-run home run, and it's hammer time here in Blacksburg.
Gavin Cross is going to round third base, and for the first time in a while here in Blacksburg, they are going to get out that hammer, and he is going to smash it down with his teammates watching.
Virginia Tech sledgehammer. Cross throws it down to the turf, and just like that, it is 3-2.
Yeah, just an opposite field 2-strike, choked up on the back. Gavin Cross pokes one over the left center field fence down there, really one of the deepest parts of the ballpark, so he got all of that one.
Cross in a huge spot there, makes it a 1-run game, and now 4-5-6 coming up with nobody out. Pretty much a brand new inning here for the Hokies, starting with TJ Rumfield. Rumfield from the left side, another high and deep drive to left center. It's carrying, it's gone. Back-to-back pitches leave the yard for the Hokies, and just like that, we're all tied at 3.
Wow, what a, almost an identical home run there, right to the right of that 375 sign out there in left center field, TJ Rumfield.
Rumfield swings the hammer and is mobbed by his teammates as the Hokies 3 and 4 hitters both go yard on back-to-back pitches. Like you said, almost to the exact same spot in left center field. You can see the flags on top of the batter's eye in center blowing out to left, and those high fly balls just kept on carrying over the head of Leary in left. So what a start from Alex Stiegler on the mound, but it looks like his day may be coming to an end soon as BC's going to send the pitching coach out to talk to him. Looks like he will stay in, but probably a good time for the pitching coach to go out and have a chat with his guy on the bump.
Yeah, just a little bit of action down there in the BC bullpen. They haven't even gotten a guy up throwing on the mound yet, so you would think he's got at least a couple more hitters, but you've got to get somebody moving quick out there if you're Boston College, because, he's for sure probably flustered a little bit out there after the great start. 3 quick runs. You're all of a sudden a brand new ball game here in the bottom of the 6th inning after you were rolling really through the first 5 frames. So Alex Stiegler may be a little bit flustered out there on the mound right now.
And this crowd here in Blacksburg, a strong crowd for a day in the low to mid 50s after 2 really cold days to start off this series, and they have come alive after back-to-back home runs from Virginia Tech. It's all even at 3 here now, bottom of the 6th, as Stiegler stays out there, and he'll be greeted by Kevin Madden next. After 5 really strong innings from the Yale transfer, Stiegler a hit by pitch and back-to-back home runs here in the 6th. Kevin Madden was the hero yesterday with a 2 RBI walk-off single to complete a Hokies comeback. He swings at the first pitch breaking ball, chasing, and goes behind 0-1.
Yeah, Kevin Madden maybe feeling the pressure to go back-to-back-to-back.
0-1 pitch, another off-speed offering from Stiegler. That time it misses, count even at 1-1. Yeah, Madden maybe telling his teammates in there, keep the hammer handy. Maybe back-to-back-to-back bombs here for Virginia Tech. The 1-1. Big hack from Madden, but that one skied into the stands here at Atlantic Union Bank Park. And some kids will chase after it down the left field line.
Yeah, if there were 3 guys in the Virginia Tech lineup that could go back-to-back-to-back, it is Cross, Rumfield, and Madden. 2 strikes here on Madden, but he has his first home run of the year actually came with 2 strikes, so he does have 2-strike power.
Madden has gone yard twice this year. The 1-2. Hit the other way, down the right field line, and fair. Madden comes around first hard, and it will be a sliding in double for Madden, who slips on the base path, but still celebrating, looking over at his Virginia Tech dugout, and the Hokies are swinging the bat well here in the 6th.
Yeah, just a complete turnaround in the atmosphere and the feel of this game here as Virginia Tech has come alive on the offensive ends. It wasn't a home run, but I'm pretty sure Virginia Tech and Kevin Madden will take it for sure.
So Cade Swisher next at the plate. The middle of this order has come through, tying this game at 3 with back-to-back Gavin Cross and TJ Rumfield home runs. And Kevin Madden follows that with a double down the right field line. Still nobody out in the 6th. Game tied at 3. Swisher from the left-handed side. First pitch he sees. Fastball on the outside, 3rd, strike 1.
They say hitting is contagious, and it certainly looks like the Virginia Tech lineup has been bit by the hitting bug so far in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Maybe an opportunity for Swisher to lay down a bunt here as we see the third baseman Gold playing in. No square there from Swisher as he swings and fouls that one back towards the Boston College dugout. And the count now 0-2 as Stiegler trying to stop the bleeding after 3 straight extra base hits from Virginia Tech. Madden takes his lead off second. Nobody out. Pitch. Swisher into the right center gap, but Baldelli able to track it down. Madden will think about shagging up from second, but Baldelli does a good job, able to make a quick reaction, take the right angle, and snare that one before it could get down for what would have been a 4th extra base hit.
Yeah, Baldelli's really quick out there in right field. I think everybody in the stadium thought that ball might get down, but a nice job by Baldelli ranging to his right with the glove hand stretched out to make that play and give us an out here in the bottom of the 6th.
So there's the first out after 4 hitters had come to the plate and reached base. Stiegler trying to settle in and stop the bleeding here, a 3-3 game. First pitch to Tanner Thomas, the left fielder, misses outside to the lefty. Thomas, the only upperclassman in Virginia Tech's lineup today, which is comprised of 7 freshmen and a sophomore, as well as Thomas here, the senior from Jacksonville, Florida.
Not sure what that delay on the field was. It looked like second base umpire Linus Baker was saying something to the Virginia Tech dugout.
Hokies known for their rambunctious ways in the dugout and in the stands, as this has become one of the tougher environments to play in here in the ACC. Hokies were able to start off their home ACC slate with series wins over North Carolina and Florida State, really putting the program back on the map. The 1-0 pitch to Thomas, the 1-1 to Thomas, that one finds the strike zone, and now 2-1.
Yeah, that that weekend series, the first one of the ACC for Virginia Tech, where fans were allowed back in the stadium, certainly got these Virginia Tech students and fans going with this atmosphere.
2-1 from Stiegler. Thomas, high fly ball, left field line. Leary tracks it to his right, able to grab it. Madden will move up from second to third. Now 2 outs in the inning, but Madden now just 90 feet away from giving the Hokies their first lead of the game.
Yeah, and Tanner Thomas put a really good charge into that. Got it all the way to the warning track out there at the 3:30 sign. Just not, I don't think he got enough solid contact on it to just push it out, but does move the runner to third base. So productive out there for Tanner Thomas.
So now it'll be up to the freshman catcher, Dane Leonard. Freshman from Wisconsin. Started his career at Des Moines Area Community College, playing catcher for 14 games last year in the COVID-shortened season. First pitch he sees, fastball right down Broadway for strike one. Leonard is taken over for Cade Hunter as the everyday catcher for Coach John Sheff. And a big spot for him here can give his team the lead. The 0-1. Breaking ball. Pop fly on the infield. Gold charging in from third. He'll call off his pitcher and grabs it with the glove, and that ends the inning, but not before the Hokies tie the game at 3 with back-to-back home runs from Gavin Cross and TJ Rumfield. We're all even, heading to the late innings. On to the 7th we go here on 3304 Sports. We welcome you back to Blacksburg. Virginia Tech tying the game at 3 with 2 Gavin Cross and TJ Rumfield home runs in the bottom of the 6th, and we move to the 7th inning. Boston College trying to answer with the top of the order coming up. Jake Lyman, Cota McGlothlin with you for 3304 Sports. Jason Hurd back out for his 3rd inning on the bump.
This is a big inning for Virginia Tech and Boston College both, as we have a brand new ball game here in the top of the 7th inning. Should be an interesting closeout to this one.
The shortstop Dempsey will lead off for Boston College. Watches a first pitch strike on the outside third. Fastball at 90 miles an hour from Jason Hurd. Dempsey on the day 1 for 3. Singled to lead off the game back in the first. Since then, a ground out to the shortstop and then to Madden over at third. He watches the 1-0 down and away. The 0-1, now 1-1. Dempsey chops that on the ground, left side. Foul. And now behind 1-2.
Yeah, we got some action in the Virginia Tech bullpen now, as we've got a lefty warming up down there in the pen. Got to think this might be Jason Hurd's last inning, if he's able to get out of it.
Ahead 1-2 to Dempsey. Breaking ball, chopped foul once again down the third baseline as Dempsey well out in front of both of those last 2 pitches.
You know, if you're Virginia Tech, well, really both of these clubs, you know, you don't have to save an arm for tomorrow. This is the last game of the series, so you're going to be throwing your best out there and not worrying about, you know, tomorrow.
The 1-2. Dempsey way out in front of that one, reaches for the breaking ball. Strike 3, and Hurd with a good start to this 7th inning.
He has a really good pitch there by Jason Hurd. Had the 0-2 to work with. Gave him that breaking ball low and outside. Dempsey just swings way out in front. Ugly swing, but Jason Hurd will take it for sure.
Next in the box will be the lefty Sal Freilich. Center fielder was 0 for 9 in the first 2 games of the series, but 3 for 3 today, including a double his last time up to lead off the 5th. First pitch off speed, finds the strike zone, and Hurd gets ahead on the outside half.
Yeah, Freelich's had a big day, 3 for 3. No RBIs, but has definitely got on base in position to get runs.
Hurd's 0-1. Freilich reaches down for it and fouls it over the Hokies dugout and into the stands here in Blacksburg. So good job by Hurd to get ahead. Now 0-2.
Look to come high here for Jason Hurd. Change the eye level of Freilich.
Hurd with a long look in. And Freilich will call time. Looked like there was some confusion there with pitching coach Ryan Fecto giving the signs to the catcher Dane Leonard.
Yeah, it didn't look like Leonard quite understood a sign that Fecto gave him. Looks like they've got it under control now.
Hurd shakes off Leonard, now comes home. The 0-2 misses outside. And like you said, trying to get Freilich to chase there. Now could see him coming back with a breaking ball. The righty has the curveball breaking down and into the left-handed Freilich. 1 out, nobody on in the top of the 7th. 3-3 game. Hurd's 1-2. Outside once again. Count runs even, 2-2.
Not a bad couple of pitches there from Jason Hurd, trying to work that outside corner. You know, go back at it for a 4th time. You know you're not going to get many of them, but a couple of good waste pitches there from Hurd. I'd expect for him to come back in now here to Freilich.
2-2 count. Hurd from the windup. He deals. Breaking ball, skied to left field. Tracking back goes Thomas, and on the run is able to reel it in. Tough play there with the wind blowing out to left, but there's out number 2, and Hurd has looked solid out of the pen. 2 2/3, no hits allowed.
Yeah, that ball just kept carrying. It looked like for Freilich there. I thought it was going to end up a lazy fly ball, but Tanner Thomas tracked all the way back to the warning track. So just a long out there for these Boston College Eagles.
And just like we saw those home runs from Cross and Rumfield in the bottom of the 6th, those high fly balls to left are carrying out today. Hurd's first pitch to Cody Morissette just misses for ball 1, a little bit below the knees there. To the Eagles' second baseman. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a walk. The 1-0. That one outside once again. Hurd trying to nibble at that outside black. Hasn't been able to get the call from home plate umpire Ryan Clark.
Yeah, Hurd's a little visibly frustrated with the home plate umpire there, sort of giving him a stare down after that pitch.
The 2-0. That one does find the inside corner for strike 1. Count runs to 2-1.
And, you know, that is hard for a pitcher like Hurd who doesn't have overpowering stuff. You know, when he relies a lot on ball placement, and when you can't get that call in the outside corner, that takes away a dimension of your pitching for sure.
Hokies are shifted to pull here for Morissette, with the shortstop Schobel playing to the right of the second base bag. Madden, the third baseman, all alone on the left side of the infield. 2-1 count here to Morissette, the 3-hitter. Hurd's offering. Fouls off his foot in the box, and the count will go even at 2-2. Hurd got him way out in front of the breaking ball there, and Morissette just chopped it right into the ground.
Yeah, it does look like he might have some sort of padding on that front foot, but I can guarantee you that still does not feel good no matter how much padding you could put down there. So he'll take a minute to get back in control of himself.
Top 7 here in Blacksburg. Decisive game 3 of this weekend ACC series. Game tied at 3. Hurd's 2-2 to Morissette. Down below the knees, bounces before the plate, and the count runs full. Big pitch coming here for Hurd.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest pitches of this game here as Morissette has worked a 3-2 count. If you're Jason Hurd, you just got to come after him right here and hope he doesn't get a hold of it or place it in a hole.
Morissette going to ask for time here as Hurd didn't see a pitch he liked from Leonard initially. And Morissette will step back into the left side. Boston College jumped out early like they have in all of the games of this series. Hokies with 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. And Hurd will miss down and into Morissette. And a 2-out walk. And that's not what you want if you are the Hokies. Now you have to see Luke Gold, the 4-hitter who has already done a lot of damage today for Boston College.
Yeah, like I said, Hurd really tried to come after Morissette there. Reared back and clocked it in at 91, just not able to get it across the plate. And like you said, a dangerous hitter in Luke Gold, who's got 2 of the 3 RBIs so far for Boston College today after a double and a single. Did ground into a double play last time, though.
Morissette leads off first. First pitch from Hurd. Hit on the ground, left side, just over the third base bag. Madden with the backhand snare, throws across the diamond to Rumfield. And a great play from Kevin Madden once again at the hot corner, gets the Hokies out of the inning. We remain tied 3-3. It's time to stretch here in Blacksburg. We'll be back with the bottom of the 7th here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back. Virginia Tech tying the game at 3 in the bottom of the 6th, and now they come up in the 7th with an opportunity to take the lead. It'll be Alex Stiegler back out for a 7th inning on the mound. He struggled last time out after 5 strong innings, gave up 3 in the bottom of the 6th, but now he gets to face the 9-hitter Lucas Donlin to start it off the 7th, and there is a lefty up in the pen for the Eagles, so Stiegler's day could be coming to an end soon, but he will at least start off here in the 7th. Donlin into the right-handed box. 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch to him. Misses above the letters for ball 1.
Yeah, really pitch count-wise, Stiegler's still in pretty good shape at just 83. But you got Donlin here who was really good at getting on base for the top of that lineup.
1-0 pitch. Once again, misses high. And Donlin into a hitter's count early. Stiegler's had a couple of quick innings. Back in the first, it took him just 7 pitches to get through the Hokies' top 3 hitters. 2-0 pitch catches the inside Black. And to a right-handed hitter, that has been a strike today, but to lefties on the outside, it has not. 2-1 now. Evening the count up is Stiegler as he pumps the fastball onto the right half of the plate. And Donlin watches 2 go by. Count now 2-2. 2-2. Fouled off down the right field line and out of play as Donlin stays alive there.
Yeah, for Donlin, you know, he has, as we mentioned, not had a lot of at-bats this year, but he's been able to do a lot with them with 333 average, and last time he got on base for the top of the order.
Stiegler's 2-2 once again, this time hit in play down the right field line. Baldelli glides to his left and grabs it with the glove for out number 1. So Donlin goes down, and as expected, it looks like that will end Stiegler's day. With the lefty Hurley coming up, Boston College will make a move to the bullpen. Alex Stiegler done after 6 1/3. And we'll take a break here on 3304 Sports, all even at 3. Boston College makes their first move to the pen. We'll be back for the top of the order for the Hokies. Alex Stiegler, the starter for Boston College, departs after 6 1/3. 3 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 strikeouts. Really, the only damage done against Stiegler today, the 2 home runs from Cross and Rumfield. But now the lefty, Joe Vitrano, comes in. So far in the season, a 4.3 ERA, going just under 15 innings. Vitrano's been a solid option out of the bullpen for the Eagles, Cota.
Yeah, 14 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 7 earned runs, 8 walks, 8 strikeouts. So, you know, it doesn't lead you to believe he's a big strikeout guy. He's mostly about getting soft contact, 20 hits on the year. And, you know, Virginia Tech dealing with the righty. Now get the lefty, Vitrano, to finish our game here.
Vitrano enters in a tie ball game, 3-3, bottom 7. And he'll take the bump with nobody on and 1 out. But getting the top of the order, starting with Jack Hurley. The freshman center fielder grounded into a double play his last time up, 0 for 2. First pitch he sees, shoots it right back up the middle, and a line drive base hit for Hurley. Hokies have a 1-out base runner here, and quickly jumping all over Vitrano.
Yeah, Hurley comes out pretty aggressive, lefty on lefty there, shoots the fastball right back up the middle. Hurley's had a couple of solid contacts today, that first being the first pitch he saw of the game. Send it deep to center field, now the hit here in the bottom of the 7th.
So now it'll be the righty shortstop Tanner Schobel, the second half of the Hokies' true freshman duo at the top of the order. Hurley takes his lead off of first. Vitrano fires home, and strike 1. Vitrano right around that same speed we saw Stiegler at, about 87 miles per hour, so nothing overpowering from these Eagles pitchers. Schobel's second pitch, hit high out to left field, and it drops in between Leary and Dempsey. Some communication issues and a base hit there for Schobel. seems like both guys thought the other one was going to get it.
Yeah, they both sort of just stood there and looked at each other, and I'm looking at Leary. He's kind of staring down Dempsey there. Looks like he thought it for sure was Dempsey's ball, but still communication there. You know, when that's an in-betweener like that, you gotta be communicating with each other and calling each other off. You know, that was one of those that made it pretty far into left field, so you got to think Leary probably should have been coming in on that one, but.
And it looked like Leary did call off Dempsey, but just watched it fall in front of him. So back-to-back hits for the Hokies, and now 2 on and 1 out for Gavin Cross. Last time up, he hit a deep drive to left center field that got out and started the scoring for the Hokies, a 2-run homer, followed shortly by the guy in the on-deck circle with a solo shot to tie it. First pitch to Cross, breaking ball down and in the dirt. Burns able to get to his knees and block it, keeping Hurley and Schobel where they are at first and second. Bottom 7, 3-3 game in the finale of this 3-game ACC series. The 1-0. Cross swings through the pitch below his knees. Count runs even at 1-1.
Good pitch there from Vetrano. Not giving Cross anything he can hit above the belt. Keeping it low, so even contact minimizes the damage.
1-1 from Vetrano. Another big hack from Cross. Does not catch a piece of it. And now behind 1-2.
Cross with a big hack at that 80-mile-an-hour breaking ball from Vetrano.
Now Cross in the hole. 1 for 3 on the day. Struck out his first time. But the home run, huge back in the 6th inning. Vetrano checking on Hurley at second. Now comes home. Cross reaches and hits a chopper to the second base side. Morissette has no play as Cross beats it out at first, and the bases are loaded for the Hokies here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, just a little dribbler down the first baseline. Another one of those in-betweeners for Vetrano. And the second baseman there, no play on it, and the Hokies are in business here with a very dangerous hitter up to the plate.
And it'll be Rumfield. A high drive to left the yard back in the 6th inning, tying the game at 3. And now Rumfield a chance to break the deadlock with bases loaded and just 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Vetrano has let the first 3 batters he's faced reach base.
Yeah, the Hokies able to load the bases here in the bottom of the 7th, but Boston College, you've seen them turn 2 double plays in big time positions like this. So, you know, these Virginia Tech hitters are very susceptible to hitting it on the ground and maybe a ground ball pitcher here in Vetrano. So, not all hope is lost if you're Boston College here in the bottom of the 7th.
Vetrano most likely will be trying to keep everything in the bottom half of the zone, force Rumfield to hit something on the infield as he steps into the left-handed batter's box. Vetrano will work from the windup with the bases loaded. Boston College has the entire infield back. First pitch, breaking ball, misses down in the dirt, ball 1. Interesting by the Eagles here. Don't even have the corners in to try and cut off the run at the plate with 1 out, so it looks like they'll be looking for the double play through second base at all costs. Rumfield check swing. He went around. Count goes even 1-1.
Yeah, Rumfield not the speediest guy here for Virginia Tech. It looks like Boston College thinks they can turn the easy double play, so they're going to keep corner infielders back.
1-1 pitch on the way. On the ground, right side. Double play ball, Morissette. Dempsey on to Cunningham, and it works out for the Eagles. Vetrano comes on and loads the bases, but gets out of it with 1 pitch, and we remain tied. 3-3. On to the 8th we go. Boston College will send up the 5, 6, 7 hitters when we come back on 33-04 Sports. Back here at Atlantic Union Bank Park in Blacksburg, all tied up, heading to the 8th inning. And the Hokies make another move to the bullpen. It's the freshman Matthew Siverling from North Carolina, the 6'4 lefty, on for the 8th inning.
Yeah, he's pitched 19 in the 3rd inning so far this year, giving up 14 hits, just 4 earned runs, 1.86 ERA. Very solid so far for the season. 25 strikeouts to only 8 walks for Siverling. So He's a solid arm out of the pen for this Virginia Tech team.
And he'll be greeted by the first baseman, Jack Cunningham, who strides into the left-handed batter's box. First pitch, off speed, founds the outside corner, strike one.
Siverling, another one of those Virginia Tech pitchers that's not going to give you overpowering stuff out of the bullpen.
Cunningham sees the second pitch, likes it, chops it on the ground right side. Second baseman Donlin moving to his left, able to flip it on to first for out number one.
Quick out there for Siverling. That's exactly what you want if you're Virginia Tech, because if you're able to get a couple of quick outs here, you have 8-9 hitters up in the top of the ninth inning, and you limit that top of the Boston College lineup from getting too many at-bats.
Vince Cimini will be next in the box. First pitch is fouled off down the right field line and over towards the patio here in Blacksburg. 0-1 count. Siverling working quickly. He winds and deals. 0-1 misses, down and away. Count runs even. Cimini today 1 for 3, does have an RBI on the day. Boston College struck early, 3 runs in the first 3 innings as Cimini hits the 1-1 right back to the screen and falls behind 1-2. Hokies were able to even it up on the backs of back-to-back home runs from Gavin Cross and TJ Rumfield in the 6th inning, and that leads us to where we are now at 3-3. Siverling's 1-2. Outside into the left-handed batter's box, ball 1, and the count even at 2-2.
That's a good pitch there by Siverling. Can't do anything with it. Just get him to change the eye level.
2-2 pitch. That one down in the dirt as Siverling continues to work quickly, but now the count runs full 3-2.
He does work very quickly, hardly any time at all in between pitches.
The payoff pitch. Bouncer on the ground, second base side, Schobel across the diamond, and that's out number 2. So sure-handed middle infield Donlin and Schobel on back-to-back plays, able to get the first and second outs of the inning.
Yeah, this Virginia Tech defense has been a little shaky all year. One of the weak spots on this team. A couple errors Thursday, a couple errors yesterday, but today have been very, very sure-handed out there in the field.
No errors for either team so far today, as we'll see a pinch hitter for the first time in the series for Boston College. It'll be Ramon Jimenez, who will take over for Cameron Leary, the left fielder. Bringing in a righty to face the big lefty Siverling. Jimenez batting 156 on the year as he watches a first pitch fastball on the outside third. Siverling ahead 0-1. Gets the sign and is quickly into the windup. The 0-1. Just misses outside. Even count 1-1.
Yeah, and if the catcher Dane Leonard there catches that ball, you might get a strike call, but because he dropped it, on plate umpire calls it a ball.
Jimenez, the junior from Massachusetts, trying to provide a spark off the bench. The 1-1. Fouled on 2 hops back to the screen. And Siverling now 1 strike away from a perfect inning of work in relief. Jimenez so far just 5 hits on 32 tries here in 2021. Siverling's 1-2. Bounces about 3 feet before home plate, and the count even 2-2. Nobody on, 2 outs in the top of the 8th. The score even at 3-3 here in a decisive 3rd game of this weekend ACC series. The 2-2 from Siverling. Just misses down and away, and once again the count is full as Siverling tries to avoid putting a runner on with 2 outs. This one hit on the ground, left side, and rolls right through that 5-6 hole. And a 2-out base hit for Jimenez off the bench.
Yeah, good at bat there for Jimenez. First forces the full count, and then, fresh legs off the bench, able to squirt one through the hole in between third base and shortstop there for a nice little bench spark here for Boston College in the bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the 8th inning, excuse me.
So still 2 outs. Peter Burns, the catcher, will be next to face Siverling. 0 for 2 today with a walk that came back in the 6th, his last time up. And we'll see a pinch runner for Jimenez over at first as Chris Galland will take his lead off of the bat. Siverling's first pitch to Burns. Check swing on the ground. Siverling tries to spear it with the glove. He'll knock it down, recovers, and flips on to Rumfield for out number 3. Siverling comes out of the pen and posts a 0 on the scoreboard. Hokies look to take the lead in the bottom of the 8th, all even here in Blacksburg. We welcome you back to Blacksburg. Bottom 8 between Boston College and Virginia Tech, all even at 3, as Joe Vetrano back on the bump for his second inning. And he'll start with Kevin Madden. First pitch, fastball misses away to the Hokies' third baseman.
Yeah, we're in crunch time here. It's coming down to the wire for this rubber match. You can't ask for much better of a game.
The 1-0 to Madden. That one down around his ankles. Misses now 2-0.
Yeah, the ankles are one of the worst spots to get hit by a baseball. It is not fun to get hit in the ankle, almost as bad as the head.
Madden able to skirt away from it, the 2-0. That misses as well, so Vetrano falling behind 3-0. And maybe a good idea to pitch around this guy right now. 2 for 3 today. Had a double his last time up, and obviously yesterday came up clutch with the 2 RBI single in the bottom of the 9th to walk it off and tie this series at 1. The 3-0 and a 4-pitch walk. So Madden watches 4 go by to start off the 8th, and the Hokies have the go-ahead runner on first to start off this 8th inning. And it'll be Cade Swisher next in the box.
Yeah, it didn't look like Vetrano wanted any part of Kevin Madden during that at-bat. 4 just lazy little breaking balls, fastballs in. Not a one of them were near the zone. So the Hokies are in business here. There's no outs in the bottom of the 8th.
Madden takes his lead off of first. Swisher 0 for 2 on the day in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch bounces. Good block from Burns, able to keep the runner Madden where he is over at first base.
This Virginia Tech crowd really into it now as the students down there are chanting ball 6, hoping for the 6th ball in a row here by Vetrano.
And before that pitch, Burns wants to go talk to his pitcher.
And you know, we joke about the student section and the dugout degenerates, but for a freshman like Joe Vetrano coming into this game and having to deal with a situation like this is really tough and puts a lot of stress on you.
Vetrano, the freshman from New York, trying to maneuver through a tough part of this game. Both teams trying to claim this decisive third game in this weekend series. Madden off of first. Vetrano, a soft toss over to first just to check on the Hokies' third baseman. Vetrano behind 1-0 in this count. And there's a conversation going on between Coach John Sheff and second base umpire Linus Baker across the infield right now as the 1-0 comes home. And finally, Vetrano able to find the strike zone here in the 8th after 5 consecutive misses. And the count to Cade Swisher now even 1-1.
Couple of facetious claps there from the dugout degenerates. Big at bat here in this game for Cade Swisher.
Madden on first after the walk. Vetrano's 1-1. That misses as well, down and away. Hokies looking to take the lead here, then would just be 3 outs away from this series win at home over Boston College. The Eagles entering this series 3-9 in conference play. The Hokies were much better, standing at 9-6 as the 2-1 is pumped right past Swisher as he swings through it. Count goes to 2-2. Seemed like this was going to be an easy series win for the Hokies, but Boston College has made it much tougher, going ahead 5-0 on Thursday, 5-0 on Friday, 3-0 today. But the Hokies have been able to battle back each of the last 2 days. And this game now tied as they try and eke out this series win. Vetrano checking on Madden one more time over at first. He gets back in safely. Count 2-2 here to Swisher. Vetrano comes home. On the outside, Black, strike 3. Swisher watches it go by, and a huge strikeout for the Eagles freshman.
Yeah, nothing fancy about that one. He just laid in an 89-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle for Cade Swisher, and Swisher probably not expecting that, just lets it go right by him for the strikeout.
So Madden still on first, now 1 out, and Tanner Thomas, the senior left fielder, will be next to greet Vetrano. The lefty 0 for 3 today, has not had his best stuff. Strikeout, a double play, and a flyout in his last at-bat. Watches the first pitch outside for ball 1.
And the beautiful thing about baseball is he can do something big here and everybody will forget about the previous 3 times.
Game all even at 3 here in the bottom of the 8th. Hokies struck for all of their runs in the bottom of the 6th with back-to-back homers from Gavin Cross and TJ Rumfield, erasing BC's early 3-0 lead. The 1-0 pitch from Vetrano. Thomas, a big hack right through it, and the count even at 1-1. Madden walked to start off the inning. Swisher followed by watching strike 3 on the outside third. Now Thomas gets his chance, trying to put the Hokies in a position to take this 3-game series with back-to-back wins on Friday and Saturday. The 1-1. Thomas check swing. Yes, he did. Runner goes from first, and Madden with a half slide into second, and he's in safely.
Yeah, good job there by Madden, recognizing, Toronto's a little slow to the plate, gets a good jump on it. Tanner Thomas helps him out with a little check swing there. Unfortunately for Thomas, that was strike 2. So, big spot here, big pitch of this game so far.
Yeah, you'd have to think maybe the hit and run was on there, because Thomas, not a very inspiring swing there. His ball was down and away, but the count now 1-2. Madden now in scoring position on second base. Vetrano looking for a huge strikeout, would be his 2nd in a row. He checks on Madden, now toes the rubber.
Freshman on 5th-year senior battle here. Bottom of the 8th inning of a tie game.
The 1-2. Down in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Burns, and Madden will be able to glide smoothly over to third base, and now 90 feet away from giving the Hokies their first lead of the game here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, just misplayed it there, did Burns, and Kevin Madden taking advantage. And now, if you're Tanner Thomas, anything besides over there towards, that third base shortstop line, anything put in play probably scores Kevin Madden here.
So Madden now on third, has been able to maneuver around the bases, stole second, advances to third on the passed ball, and now Boston College brings the infield even with the base paths. The 2-2, Thomas doesn't even move his feet, just sticks the bat out, says, I'm not going to go down on that one, fouls it back to the screen.
That is what we call an emergency swing there from Tanner Thomas, a very just poke that bat out there, get something on the ball, even if it's the handle. Interesting to note there that Vetrano hit 92. That's the fastest he's hit so far in this game on that pitch. So maybe he's feeling a little energized and feeling the emotion of this game as well now too.
Thomas able to stay alive in a huge spot here. Count remains 2-2. The pitch. Chopped on the ground, right side. Morissette throws home, not in time. Madden slides in from third, and the Hokies lead 4-3.
As we mentioned, anything put in play not down the third baseline is probably going to score Kevin Madden. Tanner Thomas able to chop one to the second baseman. Taking the lead is Virginia Tech here in the bottom of the 8th inning after trailing 3-0.
Morissette, the junior, charging in, made the throw home, but Madden, decisive at third base, able to get home and give the Hokies the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. They'll now have an opportunity to extend that lead as Dane Leonard, the catcher, the freshman from Wisconsin, comes in for his 4th plate appearance of the day. So far 1 for 3, singled back in the 2nd inning.
That's the right play for Morissette there. You can't give up that run. I'm not sure really why the infield wasn't playing up even more than it was, but he made the right move there, just not in time to get Madden.
So Thomas reaches on the fielder's choice. Vetrano wants to check on him before his first offering to Dane Leonard. Shadows growing longer here at English Field as we eke into the late afternoon here on this Saturday in Blacksburg. Third game of this weekend series. Hokies trying to get a second straight comeback win. And the late inning heroics there from Kevin Madden to slide in safely. His second straight game with some huge contributions late in the game. We'll see Carson Jones pinch run here for Tanner Thomas. Maybe get some speed over there as the Hokies try and add some cushion before heading to the ninth inning. Jones was the starter in the first two games out in left field.
Yeah, get you a little more speed on the base pass out there, even though you've got the lead. A couple of insurance runs would certainly help for Virginia Tech.
First pitch to the catcher, Leonard. Finds the outside half, strike one.
Yeah, that ball looked a little low. Certainly the Hokies thought it was, but plate umpire Ron Clark says otherwise.
Leonard with his back foot all the way to the chalk in the right-handed batter's box. Jones takes his lead off of first. Vetrano takes a look, and he'll throw over. Haven't really seen Vetrano's A-move over there yet. Seems to just be casually checking on these Hokies runners, and there Jones didn't even have to get in the dirt.
Yeah, but he is a lefty, and it is hardest to steal on lefties because they have that, they can actually, you know, have a little bit of movement before they go over to first base. So when the A comes, you'll be looking for it.
That wasn't it, but Vetrano does check on Jones once again over at first base. One out, one runner on first. The Hokies taking the lead here in the bottom of the eighth, 4-3. And Dane Leonard in the batter's box. The 1-0. Hit and run, and it's a base hit out to left field. Jones will hold up coming around second, and the Hokies add another hit in the bottom of the eighth, and 2 on and 1 out as they try and add cushion before heading on to the ninth inning.
Yeah, Carson Jones did a good job of playing a little bit of mind game over there with Vetrano. Got him to throw over 3 times. The one time he didn't, they had the hit and run on for Virginia Tech. Executed perfectly by Dane Leonard as he's able to squirt that ball in between the shortstop and third baseman for Boston College.
Tech now has a runner in scoring position. It's the 9-hitter Lucas Donlin who will be next up, and looks like he won't be facing Joe Vetrano as we see Mike Gambino, the Boston College skipper, make the trip out to the mound, and he'll take the ball from his big lefty. Hokies already striking for 1 in the bottom of the eighth. They have 2 on and 1 out, and they'll face a new pitcher when we come back on 3304 Sports. Virginia Tech takes the lead in the bottom of the eighth for the first time today. They lead 4-3, and Joe Vetrano's day is done. He'll be replaced by the righty Joe Mancini. And Cota, he hasn't had his best stuff so far in 2021. 17 earned runs in just 12 innings.
Yeah, he's just pitched 12 innings, given up 23 hits, struck out just 8 people, walked 6. You know, junior from Fairfield, Connecticut. Not with the ideal season so far, but you know, in a long season that is baseball and the marathon that it is, there is certainly time to right the ship, and it could start here at the bottom of the 8th inning against Virginia Tech.
He comes in a big spot. Hokies already with the lead, 3 outs away in the top of the ninth from claiming this weekend series, but they still have 2 on and 1 out as Jones stands on second. And Dane Leonard, the catcher, on first base after his second base hit of the day. And it'll be Lucas Donlin who is first to greet Mancini. Donlin today 1 for 3, a single back in the 5th, sandwiched in between 2 flyouts to right field.
This Virginia Tech crowd is on their feet and loud. They were dead at the beginning of the game, sort of looked like the life was being sucked out of this place until bottom of that 6th inning when back-to-back home runs by Cross and Rumfield.
Boston College for the 3rd straight game jumped out to an early lead. 3-0 today, was 5-0 in each of the last 2 games. But for the 2nd straight day, the Hokies have come back and taken the lead late. Yesterday, a walk-off base hit from Kevin Madden. Today, Madden comes around to score the go-ahead run in the 8th. Before Mancini gives his first offering, he checks on Carson Jones over at second base.
Yeah, both pitchers, both Joes here for Boston College, have both worried about Carson Jones over there on the base.
1 out, runners on first and second. Mancini comes home. Breaking ball, misses down and away to Lucas Donlin.
It's important for Virginia Tech. You want to probably get at least one more run to feel comfortable giving it over to your bullpen in the bottom of the top of the 9th. If you're Boston College, you got to hold Virginia Tech where you're at so you have a chance to win it at the top of the 9th.
Mancini a long look in and steps off. For Boston College in the top of the 9th, it'll be the 9-hitter Dante Baldelli leading off, followed by the top of the order with Brian Dempsey and Sal Fralick, who combined have 4 hits on the day. Mancini with the 1-0. Fastball on the inside third, evens the count at 1-1. Donlin in the box. Right-handed hitter, the freshman from McLean, Virginia, had pinch hit duties in the first 2 games of the series, hits in both appearances, gets the start at second base today. 1-1, breaking ball on the ground right side. Morset spins, throws to second, on to first, and a double play ends the inning as the Hokies cannot add more, but they do what's important. They take the lead 4-3. And on to the final frame we go. Hokies try to close it out when we come back on 3304 Sports. Virginia Tech trying to seal a series victory with another comeback win after taking the lead in the bottom of the 8th. Matthew Siverling back out for a second inning on the bump and an opportunity to close out this game. He'll face Dante Baldelli, the 9-hitter, to start off, followed by Brian Dempsey and Sal Fralick at the top of the order.
Yeah, this is it. This is the top of the 9th inning. This is where the men are made. This is where, do or die. It's the difference between a series ACC win or ACC loss.
Siverling's first pitch to Baldelli. Breaking ball missed down and in. And Baldelli jumps ahead. The 1-0. Siverling continuing to work quickly. He missed in almost the exact same spot, and the count 2-0.
Yeah, a couple of low and in breaking balls there for Siverling.
2-0 once again misses down and in, and 3 straight balls to start off the 9th inning.
Yeah, this is not what you wanted to happen if you're Virginia Tech, possibly walking the 9-hole hitter in Baldelli to send it back up to the top of that lineup.
The 3-0. And that one misses high, overcorrected there, and a 4-pitch walk to start off the 9th. And that brings the go-ahead run to the plate in the form of leadoff hitter Brian Dempsey.
Virginia Tech warming up somebody in their bullpens down there. Didn't notice it before, so it looks like almost immediately after that walk by Siverling, they have started some bullpen action down there.
Siverling had a strong inning back in the 8th, but the leadoff walk there puts the Hokies in a little bit of a predicament here in this final frame. Brian Dempsey will step into the right-handed side. 1 for 4 today. Had a single to start off the game back in the first, but 2 groundouts and a strikeout since. First pitch to him from Siverling. He squares to bunt, gets it down on the right side, but it spins just foul as Leonard covers it up. Almost a perfect bunt there from Dempsey.
Yeah, but good job by Leonard to not pick it up there and let it bounce foul. If you touch it, you risk, being a fair ball and not getting any outs. So, worst case scenario is it stays fair and you got men on first and second, but now because he let it go, you've got another chance at an out.
Baldelli off of first base. No outs, top of the 9th. Virginia Tech leads 4-3. Siverling finds the outside corner and jumps ahead 0-2.
Big pitch there from Siverling.
Boston College trying to avoid blowing huge leads in back-to-back games. We're up 5-0 yesterday before 6 unanswered runs from the Hokies, and today led 3-0. Hokies have scored 4 in a row to take the lead late. Siverling ahead 0-2. He comes home. Breaking ball, skied to left center. Hurley, the center fielder, glides to his right and grabs it for the first out.
Another little lazy fly ball. You know, the wind has died completely down here at English Field, so anything you get now is pretty much just a straightaway ball. So good first out here for Virginia Tech. Now you've got the dangerous part of this lineup.
Starts with Sal Freilich, the center fielder, 3 for 4 today, had hits in his first 3 at-bats. Flew out to left field. Tanner Thomas was able to reel it in and retire Freilich for the first time today. First pitch from Siverling. At the letters, strike 1. Siverling seems to have settled down after the 4-pitch walk to Baldelli, which started the inning. He stands on first with 1 out.
Good job working ahead here by Siverling. You don't want to fall behind, especially to these hitters in this portion of the Boston College lineup.
Siverling wants to check on Baldelli over at first. He dives back in safely. Freilich hitting .375 on the year, 19 RBIs. Has also accumulated 16 extra base hits, and that's exactly what Coach Mike Gambino would be looking for here. The 0-1. Big cut from Freilich, but fouled off over the crowd here at English Field. A good contingency of fans as the weather has lightened up here on Saturday before Easter, and Hokies fans have come out en masse for the final game of this weekend set. Siverling ahead 0-2. Runner on first with 1 out. The pitch on the ground right up the middle, and it sneaks through for a base hit. Baldelli a big turn around second, but retreats back to the bag. And now 2 on and 1 out. The go-ahead run on first, the tying run in scoring position for the Eagles.
And after Freilich didn't have a hit in the first 2 games of this series, he has 4 today, 4 for 5. A monster day at the plate for him, but a good job there by Hurley getting to that ball quick in the outfield and holding Baldelli to second base.
Over the last 3 games, Freilich had been 0 for 12, has quickly snapped out of his slump. 4 for 5 now today.
Boosted that average up to 381, so Freilich is close to 400, flirting with 400 on the year.
So now 2 on and 1 out. The heart of this order coming up with Morset, then Gold and Cunningham, and pitching coach Ryan Fecto wants to have a chat with Siverling before facing this part of the order. Siverling on the year, an ERA under 1.75. He's been one of the most consistent arms out of the bullpen for the Hokies, and it's exactly who you would want on the bump if you're Virginia Tech in this situation. And so far today, an inning and a third, 2 hits allowed and a walk. And he's got a little bit of a tough spot here with 2 on and 1 out in the top of the 9th.
It does look like they're going to stick with him, though, for at least one more batter. And I will say, if there's anybody that bats at the top of this Boston College lineup that you want up to the plate for Virginia Tech, it's probably Morset, because he has done the least amount of damage for the top of this order today. Does have the 2 walks drawn, but, you know, if you're Siverling, you're looking to keep this ball down, try to get a ground ball, maybe a double play, but just do not give him anything he can hit out over the plate and drive, because then you're in trouble.
Well, obviously, double play is what Siverling wants here with Luke Gold, such a dangerous hitter, waiting in the on-deck circle outside of that Boston College dugout. Siverling ready to go. 2 on, 1 out. Virginia Tech leads 4-3 in the top of the 9th. Winner of this game takes the 3-game set. Hokies trying to get a second consecutive comeback victory. Siverling's first pitch to Morset. Skied down the left field line and well out of play into the stands. And Siverling will work ahead 0-1.
Good pitch there by Siverling. Working ahead here of Morset. What you got to do at the top of this lineup.
Baldelli had the leadoff walk. He's on second. A base hit from Freelick up the middle puts him on first. Silverling's 0-1. Tried to get him to chase up and away. Morset didn't throw the hands. Count runs even 1-1.
Looking down there, it looks like Coach Foster decided to stick around for the whole game, and they have given him one heck of a game here so far this afternoon.
Virginia Tech, longtime defensive coordinator for the football program, Bud Foster, in attendance, sitting just 2 rows back behind home plate, taking in a great game here on this Saturday before Easter. Silverling comes set, but before he comes home, Morset asks for time. 2 on and 1 out, top 9. Virginia Tech leads 4-3, scored 3 in the top of the 6th to tie it, and then Kevin Madden scored to give them their first lead of the game in the 8th. The 1-1, Morset chops it right side, but foul. And now a 1-2 count to the Eagles' second baseman.
I'd be curious to know if that group of girls down there sitting beside Bud Foster have even recognized him or even know who he is, because they certainly don't act like it. Quick little side note there.
Big pitch coming here. Silverling toes the rubber and a long look into his catcher Leonard. 4-3 game. 2 on, 1 out. The pitch. Fouled back to the screen, and Morset stays alive. Count remains 1-2.
Good job of Morset here, hanging in here, trying to find a pitch he can drive. Try to bring across this runner and at least tie the game here for Boston College in do or die time.
Silverling shakes off the sign from his catcher Leonard, working from the stretch. Comes set. Takes a check on the runners, now comes home. And once again, Morset fights it off and stays alive as that one is flown over the press box here at Atlantic Union Bank Park. And Morset stays alive once again. Still 1-2. Baldelli on second, Freilick on first. 1 out in the top of the 9th. Silverling taking his time. Now brings the glove and the hand together. Comes home. Hit up the middle. Hurley charging. Able to grab it before it meets the turf. And out number 2. Hurley, quick reactions there, may have saved a run.
Yeah, I think everybody in this place for Virginia Tech was on the edge of their seats waiting to see what happened out in center field. It definitely looked like one of those that could die in the outfield and get down for a hit, but Jack Hurley with that speed able to get to it and come in and make the play.
So now the Hokies in out away from the victory, leading 4-3, top of the 9th. 2 on and 2 out. But for the Eagles, nobody you'd rather have striding into the right-handed batter's box than Luke Gold.
It's interesting to note Virginia Tech has had a righty line warming up in the bullpen for the past couple minutes, but they're going to stick with the lefty here. Silverling against the righty Gold.
Before this at-bat, Leonard, the catcher, wants to go check on Silverling, and actually Fecto will come out too, and just as you said, it looks like that will end Silverling's day. So the lefty coming out, we will see a righty enter to face Luke Gold, and maybe a good decision against left-handed pitchers. Luke Gold hitting 200 points better than against right-handed pitchers. It'll be Graham Firavid for the Hokies, and we'll actually stay right here on 3304 Sports. Top of the 9th, Virginia Tech leads 4-3 over Boston College in the finale of this 3-game weekend ACC series. Hokies coming into this series ranked 23rd in the country, 9-6 in the ACC. They've split the first 2 of this series. A win here would do huge things for the Hokies in their hopes for the ACC tournament as well as their NCAA resume.
Yeah, you never want to drop an ACC series, especially to a team that is, sort of in the bottom half of the ACC in terms of record like Boston College is. As we've seen, they're obviously no slouches. Anybody in this league could give you fits day in and day out. But for Virginia Tech, you're about halfway through the season, give or take a few games. You're hanging in at second in the ACC Coastal. You're picked 6th, so you're already way ahead of all the predictions and all the expectations. So, you're just looking to not really coast, but just, come up with enough wins to get into that ACC tournament, because as we were talking about before the game, if you make it into that ACC tournament, there's a pretty good possibility that you're going to make it into the national tournament as well.
For Boston College, they entered this series at just 3-9 in the ACC, and this would be a huge upset series win over a nationally ranked team in Virginia Tech, but currently sitting with just one out to play with. And Luke Gold will come to the plate. He'll meet Graham Fearved, the sophomore out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. He looked really good early to start the season, but has struggled a little bit as of late. Through 7 1/3 this season, has given up 5 earned runs and sometimes struggles with his command. 6 walks on the season.
Yeah, he's given up 6 walks, but just in a 7 1/3 inning, he has struck out 13 people. So he is a high strikeout rate, guys. That's almost 2 per inning. So, if you're him, you got to look to make your pitches here early in the at-bat against Luke Gold, because he is not going to be that easy to strike out. You can't give him anything, and I mean absolutely nothing, that is going to be able to be driven out to any sort of length in the outfield, because that could be dangerous, and you could find yourself having to go to the bottom of the 9th if you give him anything he can make solid contact on. So you just got to be really careful here if you're Fearved. I would even toy with the possibility of giving him 4 balls out of the strike zone and seeing if he'll take the bait, maybe even taking a walk here to Luke Gold. But we'll see what Coach Fecto has decided to do here.
Fearved long look in against Gold. Gold up with 2 on and 2 out in the top of the 9th, trying to keep this game alive. First pitch to him. Fastball in there, strike 1, 94 miles an hour from Graham Fearved.
Yeah, Fearved's one of the hardest throwing members of this Virginia Tech pitching staff. His fastball is going to hover mid-90s to upper 90s at times.
Gold has been the star for Boston College today. 2 RBIs and a run scored. The 0-1 to him misses down and away, even at 1-1. Mentioned the Hokies pulling Matthew Siverling to go to Graham Fearved, the righty. Against left-handed batters this year, Luke Gold hitting .469. Against right-handed pitchers, like Graham Fearved, just .270. So maybe a good move from Ryan Fecto here. The 1-1 from Fearved. Popped up on the infield. Rumfield says he has room, and he does. It hits the leather, and that will do it. The Hokies come back in back-to-back nights to take the series from Boston College 2-1.
Yeah, just a great play there by T.J. Rumfield in foul territory. And for the second straight game in a row, Virginia Tech looked dead to rights. Late innings of the ball game, come back to win. They like playing from behind. They have all year. I think if you ask Coach Sheff, that's playing a little bit too behind, too late. But he'll definitely take the series win against Boston College, one that, at points, I don't think people realize how close they were to getting swept in this series, down late in ball games by a lot of runs, able to muscle up enough offense and get the pitches they needed to take the series.
Virginia Tech wins Game 3 of the series, 4-3, trailed 3-0, and for the second straight night, were able to score just enough runs to win the game late. It all started in that 6th inning, Cota, with back-to-back home runs from Cross and Rumfield, really energized this Hokies team.
Yeah, Cross and Rumfield both hit them out to left center field at the 375 sign out there at English Field, both at the same exact spot. They both got pitches they could drive. Cross's was on an 0-2 pitch. He just stuck the bat out there, was able to barrel it up. Rumfield's came early in the count. It was a no-doubter from the start just about.
That tied the game. Hokies were able to bring in a run in the 8th to take the lead for good. But Cota, you have to look at this Hokies bullpen after Shane Connolly really had his first struggles as a starter, going just 4 innings, giving up 3 earned runs on 8 hits. Guess what? The bullpen comes in, does their job. 5 innings, giving up just 2 hits, and shutout baseball to keep the lead right where it was.
Yeah, Jason Hurd was just absolutely fantastic. Gave 3 innings of no hits, no earned runs. Siverling came in sort of bend but don't break mentality. He did give up a couple of hits but made the pitches he needed to get outs. And then Graham Fearved came in there and facing one of the best players in the entire ACC and really the entire country, one of the most dangerous hitters in Luke Gold. He's able to get him on 3 pitches to foul out and end the game for Virginia Tech here in Blacksburg.
Hokies win another ACC series. That's back-to-back after sweeping Pitt last week, and they keep the momentum going. They will face East Tennessee State on Tuesday in a non-conference one-game set, while Boston College now dropping to 4-11 in the ACC, 13-13 overall on the year. Hokies with a big series win, and that'll do it for us here on 3304 Sports. Once again, Virginia Tech comes back to win 4-3 over Boston College. For Cota McGlothlin, I'm Jake Lyman signing off. Have a great Easter, everybody, and we'll see you next time.